Hello, my name is Gavin Jones, the creator of Realms Asunder. In the coming campaign, we will be playtesting some of the abilities that we'll be using. So some things may feel underpowered or overpowered. We are aware of that and we're working on it. We're also going to probably be covering some darker themes for a more mature audience, so be warned of that ahead of time. I hope you enjoy Realms Asunder, The Threads of Destiny.
My stories are catalogued within these pages of my journal. Eons ago, I was tasked with recording the events that occurred as I travelled across the many worlds and realms. Throughout the ages, I've seen heroes rise, warlords conquer, and kingdoms fade into mere legend. I've witnessed gods play games with mortals, using them as pawns for their own pleasure, enjoyment, for what they deem as a higher purpose. Threats larger than comprehension loom within the realms. One tale emerges from the annals of time, a story of unlikely heroes connected by the threads of destiny. I hope you will find as much enjoyment in their tale as I. Yours, Zerzio Rini.
All right, guys.
0. Oh, there you go.
We're back. This is episode 19, technically. You might have noticed, things look a little different.
What are you talking about?
No, we are not going to lose half of our cast. We're just missing half our cast today.
Yet.
They died.
So,
Oh.
yeah, they're all gone. No. So, we are going to have some scheduling conflict coming up in the next couple months. So, the way it's going to end up happening for at least the next couple of episodes, what we'll probably be doing is we'll be having half the party here for part of it and then the other half in the next episode, and we'll be playing like that for a little while. So, all right. So last time,
I
guys.
can barely see her.
Oh, the cat. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
blended in. So last time, guys, you guys finished out the Soul Forge. You took down the complete hollow one, and the remaining 2 incomplete ones. Explored, found a talking gemstone, a gem containing the soul of a young child that the scientists of the facility seem to have put in there as a test run for potential immortality for powerful necromancers and mages. Still some flaws with it, and his soul is leaking out of the gemstone. You guys also found a fun little dagger that is a little scary, that can steal souls from people. On top of that,
That's what happened to the other half.
you guys ended up actually like working your way out and literally melting the facility and destroying it completely. So that facility is gone. And finally got rid of the notes, which completed your contract for Ghost with the Oathbreaker, Kozan. And he gave you a little bit of information into a little bit more information into kind of what's going on and the backstory and some of the ties that you guys have to that, and to a little bit of what's to come, including that Ellie, who's not here, is tied to the goddess of undeath, Olem. And we left off with you guys heading back to Blackash to finish out a few things. Ellie has her things to do, but she's not here, so you guys will be not doing that. But you guys do need to prep and get a ship chartered to head over to Bylu City to return to the Lamrak Foundation so that Ghost can complete his quest with the Ring of the True Seeker. So, you guys are, I would say, on the outskirts of Blackash as you guys kind of split off and go different directions to avoid suspicion a little bit.
Before breaking off, I would like to make it easier.
Okay.
For everyone.
For them as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I will cast my new spell, Illusionary Identities.
What's that?
It's pretty crazy.
It actually is pretty good.
It is really crazy.
Why does everybody know about this but me?
Because I designed it.
Yeah.
And
I
I looked
guess.
at it.
Yes.
Basically, everyone who is around is going to have an illusionary disguise of my choice.
Oh no.
Oh, you get to pick it?
Oh,
Do you have them all written down already?
I do not, but I already have those. There are 3 prepped in my head.
Oh, okay. Well,
They have
go
no say in this.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So go
No.
ahead and after this session, write those down for me.
Oh, I just
And-
didn't tell you.
No, write them down for me, and I will introduce them on the next session. When we get to that.
All right.
So what are your 3 disguises?
Well, I didn't prep ours. I prepped theirs.
Oh.
You can technically allow the people to choose and influence what they want to do. You just have ultimate say because it's your spell.
Right. Okay. Nicholas looks like Reese,
Okay.
the
So
stranger guy. who
Yep,
whistled.
so Nick, you now have long black with like blue streaks in it hair. A bit taller, definitely a lot lankier because he's not nearly as like bulky as you are.
And make them look bigger.
Yeah, you can
Or
change.
smaller?
Yeah, you can change the size of their height and stuff like that too.
Can I interact? Can I see the image on myself, or do I not notice the change?
Look in the pond.
Yeah,
Look in the little puddle.
Oh shit!
you're making him sound like Reese too, right?
Oh, I can do that. I
Yep.
didn't know I could do that.
Oh, so
no,
I
you
get
can
to
sound
talk like a pompous asshole, huh?
Yep.
All right.
You can sound however the fuck you want.
I mean, like, so it doesn't matter how you talk. The way the spell
it's not how
works.
people sound here.
Yeah. So you don't change like how you speak. You can speak however you want, say whatever your words you want, but they'll come. The way that the spell works is they'll come out in the tone, the voice of the person, or like whatever the character who designs the illusion wants it to be. So if he puts you at Reese, like compared to Nick's voice, it'd be at a higher pitch. So like when you can talk as Nick, that's fine. But everyone else hearing you, and I'll keep that in mind, will hear you as a different person, basically. Yeah, the spell does
Okay.
a lot of stuff, but it takes, what, an hour to cast? 10 minutes?
Oh yeah, it takes 10 minutes for preparation.
Yeah, so.
And it'll last for 8 hours.
Oh, nice.
Let's see, Aerilaya, you look like an elf
Oh,
with
Yeah?
long blue hair.
What color blue? Like are we talking deep blue or like bright
Like
blue?
like a teal blue,
Okay.
and maybe there's like a little highlight of orange.
oh God.
He gave you his color scheme.
Yeah, I guess
Now it looks
specifically,
stupid.
Nick, you should know that the blue streaks in Reese's hair are like brighter blue. They're almost like lightning strikes, basically.
Okay.
Oh, we already look like a band. Nice.
Yep.
And I will make myself look like just like this weird DM looking guy who just got a haircut.
DM, I'm not familiar.
Shit haircut. Like
You looking to die today, boy.
just
You have
kind
to
of
make it
flowing
interesting.
hair off to the side, and it covers like one eye a little bit, you know.
Okay. So me with longer hair, got it.
Yeah, a little bit.
And you looked better.
Okay. So your
I'll put some
illusionary.
blue in my hair too.
Highlighter.
Okay, so you'll like weave some blue into your
We all
hair.
look kind of similar.
Are we a family?
We can figure that out later.
So-
Ew, I'm an elf.
Oh, that's
So
true.
well, so technically speaking, in the Realms Asunder universe, you guys would know this because your characters live here. If people of different like if an elf and a human were to have a child together, the child will take on the traits of one of the two races. So it'll either be an elf or a human. Now they might have secondary features like maybe their ears aren't quite as pointy or whatever, but the way that the genetic structure works is basically one genetic structure dominates the other, and then for all purposes, they are that race, and that proceeds going forward too. So if they were to have kids, they would be considered an elf, and their DNA would say as such. Yes, I have already thought about the genetic structure of this world because it's there's still more work to do on it, but I already know that's kind of how the basic principle works. So half races technically do exist everywhere, but there is no like half elf or anything like that. Like, you are a race with potentially secondary features because of your parentage and heritage and stuff like that. But there's always one dominant.
I'm gonna make sure I look like a lot buffer than Nick as well.
So you're like
I'm like what you wish you looked like.
ripped.
Yes, what I wish I looked like.
No, what Gavin wished you
He's
looked
just,
like.
walking
Oh.
around. Okay, disguise is in place. You guys are on the outskirts of Blackash. You split off. One group goes the other way.
And we're gonna say that we split our party funds 50-50 for the time being.
I will, for the sake of gameplay rather than realism, I will let you guys both have access to the party backpack as though you were both next to each other. I'm not gonna be a stickler about that, as long as you guys don't go over like crazy over the money or anything like that. You know,
Let's buy a house.
Good luck.
With
Let's just live here
160
for-
gold.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We can figure this out. We can
Okay.
invest. We can sell drugs on the streets. We can do this.
I would never.
But in that form, you would. Maybe.
Well, let's go check the harbor, see what's available for our group.
Okay.
Shall we?
Let me mark off 5 spell slots real quick.
Ouch.
Yep.
And to clarify, it's been 1 to 2 days of traveling back, so
it's
we are
about-
full.
Oh yeah, you guys are full health. You would have rested by this point.
Okay.
It's about a day and a half journey, I think is what I said, to the Soul Forge. So you guys would easily have rested prior to coming back.
So did we come back in the morning, afternoon, evening?
I would say it's like late morning, early afternoon. So probably around like 11 to noon.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just Marcus, because it's an illusion spell, will you go ahead and roll the DC for the illusion? So it's a D20, adding in your knowledge bonus.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And a knowledge bonus?
Yep,
21.
Wow.
that's really good.
I
Yeah.
stand
19 plus
corrected.
Sacrificing the cats did work.
All right, so you guys head to the dock. One of you go ahead and make a gather information check for me. That's under speech.
Can we do it all together?
One of you
One.
can do it. One of you is
Probably
leading.
Mr. Nicky Boy.
One of you is
I
leading the charge.
can-
Basically, you're talking to people and trying to gather where this ship, who has available like chartering and who's going to the destination you're hoping for.
20.
That's plenty. It takes you guys not long at all to put together, find basically across the docks that there is one ship that is heading to Bylu City in a trading mission in the next day. They won't be leaving today. They'll be leaving, be 2 days from now. So they won't be leaving today. They'll be leaving on the like early morning, morning afternoon of not tomorrow, but the day after. So you guys head to that ship.
What's the ship called?
Fuck. That's something I did not come up with.
We gotta know the name of the ship that we're going
Give me a
on for
second.
the others.
Nicholas,
SS boat.
suddenly you hear a voice in your head. What's the name of the boat? And I'm standing like 50 feet away from you.
Oh, I forgot you have that.
Right.
What the hell?
You can talk right into people's minds now.
Yeah, so what it sounds like, Nick, is like when you hear it sounds like a little whispering in your ear, like a little like feels like a light tickle on your ear of like wind.
Little tongue in your ear.
Does it sound like a whiny, grainy voice? If the illusion state goes mentally as well? If
Oh boy. Does it sound like a guy who didn't make up a name for a boat?
Wow, this is one of our best episodes yet, guys.
guys
We're
are
like 10 minutes
really-
in.
This
You
is
guys
just the
are
bully Gavin
really-
episode.
You guys
These
are
the
really
acid
looking.
sharks.
We gotta keep Gavin honest.
You guys are real lucky that you've been rolling well so far.
Well, Gavin, why didn't you schedule a time for all 6 of us to be here?
Just remember which ones are the ones that are bullying you
Oh,
when you're deciding who to kill this episode.
yep.
So the boat is going to be called the Shadow Strider.
Next.
Shadow Strider.
As you guys look, you look at it. This boat ship doesn't really look. It's not big, all things considered, compared to a lot of the other ships in the harbor. Like there's a lot of like really big frigates and like trading vessels that look like they travel across the ocean, carrying tons and tons of goods. This is more of a coastline, like a coast boat where it sails down the coastlines and trades between cities on Aelish specifically. So it's much smaller. As you guys are walking up to talk to them, because you'd have to walk onto the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, since you're leading, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Sure. What's that? That's a 5 out of 6.
6. You don't notice. So what's the order? Nick, Aerilaya, and
Boat's
then
on fire.
and then Roy.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nick goes on deck, and Aerilaya, you look up, and you just see hanging. Nick walks right past this, like hanging from a rope, basically, like got his arm wrapped around part of the rigging, just looking down at Nick, kind of like hanging off to the side of this rope, and this relatively lean, muscled, shirtless right now, male Kaisu, similar to the fortune teller. So he's got fox ears that are black and like longer black hair that kind of goes down to his shoulders. And he looks at you and he's just like,
I'd like to speak with the captain.
I'm watching Nick die.
You watch as he slides down the rope and jumps next to you, like very quietly, puts his hand on your shoulder, walks past. I'm the captain, if you'd like to speak to me. Oh, that gets some every time.
What?
Oh.
Did he touch through the illusion?
So the way that the illusion would work is you'd have it close enough that it'd be, especially with your 21 difficulty for it, it's near impossible to detect. So even with him touching her, it's like, unless he like, it's almost impossible to see through.
Okay.
Did you need something from me?
Yes, I think we do. Nicholas Warrenborn. Call me Nick. What?
A pleasure,
Huh?
Nick. Your if I might say, your face doesn't really match your name.
Right. My you know that DNA lineage thing. My mom was an elf. My dad was human. So I
No,
got.
I get you. I get you. My parents also. My father was a human sailor, and yeah, I understand. I understand.
Wonderful. Um, we're looking for passage to Bylu City. Uh, it's going to be a group of 6 of us.
6? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I do have a couple cabins available potentially. I don't have any passengers on this. It's mostly cargo, but we can also move cargo around if we need to, free up some of the space for as long as you guys are willing to pay a little bit. To Bylu City, it's not too far. It's just our first stop. So, well, sorry, it'd be our second stop. We're stopping down in. We'll stop on the coast a little bit before. We hit Rathton. We'll stop in another port city along the way. So 52 gold a cabin. You're more than welcome to all share one. I can also clear deck space, but it's not going to be nearly as comfortable. You're welcome to share one cabin. It'll be a little cramped, but it's up to you.
If we work as well, do we get a discount? Look at me, I'm strong.
He kind of looks you up and down. Oh, I could potentially work in some kind of discount. Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me. You can have a fate shift with this.
Needed it.
Because you're illusionary check.
I'm gonna use my new ability.
Oh my gosh, you're rolling again?
Yeah.
So you're rolling 3
Ouch.
times?
Yeah.
Ouch.
What'd you roll?
Persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Oh, okay. All right, 9.
I could maybe cut off if you were all willing to help here and there. I mean, you don't necessarily look like the trained sailor type, if you don't mind me saying. But I could
No,
maybe
it's completely honest.
maybe I could knock off 10 gold.
While we're
A
not
cabin?
trained sailors, we are trained in other things.
We can, if
I can certainly see that.
if something were to cause harm to your crew or the ship, we could definitely work to protect it and your cargo.
You watch as he starts moving his hands and across his fingers starts dancing these little purple balls of flames. Not to discount your abilities, but I am quite proficient along with many of my crew members on protecting ourselves. But I mean, certainly aid would be welcome. Again, I can knock off 10 gold a cabin for the extra help, along with maybe help us unload and load at the next city.
Sure. With that work, could you tell us what port we would be stopping in before Bylu?
Give me a second. I gotta pull up the map now.
Rathton, right?
Rathton is the kingdom in which Bylu City is
Right.
in. I've got to pull up the map. Why are you doing this to me this episode?
I don't know.
I'm
Hey,
It's
Captain,
asking
what?
question.
Hey, what's your name, Captain?
I actually have this prepped.
There we go.
The name
Hey, you
is,
crewman, what's your name?
The name is Akio Felber.
Yep, you're gonna have to pronounce that a couple times.
Akio, Akio, Felber, Felbur.
I got it right.
You got close.
That's the only time you're ever gonna get it right.
By the way, I rolled a 4, a 1, and then a 9.
Oh,
So it was pretty good.
good.
Rough start. Cool.
That sounds a bit more like you, Marcus.
It's on brand.
You got the illusion. That's all that matters.
I was gonna say that illusion roll is gonna save you.
Just let me do the talk.
So we will be stopping in
I'm good at
Darkwater.
talking to.
And where?
Darkwater. Yep. That is on the southern edge of Houghton. So we'll be making one more stop there, and then we will be heading to Darkwater, Voyon, and then Bylu City. I'm sorry, I forgot Foyan was in between those two as well. So we'll be making 2 stops.
Okay.
But you're more than welcome to, hop out and enjoy the city while we stop and unload. It should take maybe a couple weeks to get there.
Okay. And this ship will just travel coastally, right?
Correct.
Won't be going into the deep sea.
Correct.
Um,
We'll travel around the bay. So, Blackash sits on like a peninsula basically. So it kind of like wraps around to this bay. This like bay area comes in. So they'll wrap around the bay and then start down the coast.
Is there going to be any concern about the swarm?
Potentially when we pass the hive, near where the hive is
my
located.
apologies.
Generally speaking, they tend to not come out into the water, so usually we're safe. But occasionally we do have run-ins with them, but they're generally not as much of a problem as long as you're not going into the swamp itself.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you guys think? 1 or 2 rooms?
Mind if we check out one of the cabins?
Of course, here, right this way. So he takes you to the back of the ship. On the like there's a staircase up to like an upper deck, and there's another cabin back there. You assume that's his, or sorry, no. Right under it would be his cabin. So there's the stairs up to the wheel and stuff. There's the cabin underneath. He takes you down 1 deck level. There's definitely there's crew bunks and stuff like that here. There is no gunpowder yet, so there are no cannons.
Black powder?
There's no black powder or anything like that. That's not been until we design those rules, Marcus, where we design firearms. Those don't exist yet.
I'm on it.
And we'll get to that point at some point.
Get that armored pen going.
So most of the second deck is filled with crew hammocks and stuff like that, but in the back there are a few rooms. He pulls you into one. Like the other 3 are basically you can kind of see stuff is already being stocked up and stuff like that. It's kind of almost into this hallway a little bit, backed up pretty bad. I'll have to clean out, if you guys want more than one, I'll have to clean out one of the rooms, move stuff below deck or to other areas of the ship. But he pulls you into one. Inside are a couple of hammocks. There is a table with a chair that are both bolted to the floor. So they're sealed to the floor, basically. A few light orbs are inside, similar to what you've seen at other places you've been, including the Soul Forge. And then there'd be a wardrobe, basically, that you guys can use to store other things that latches shut.
How big?
It's about I would say. I'm trying to think of actual spatial dimensions in real life. I would say probably about it's a dorm room is basically the way to think about it. It's
again.
It's big enough.
Again.
It's big enough that for a couple weeks it's probably what would that be 10 feet.
Like a 10 by 20 box, basically.
Not even
about
10 by
20.
not even 10 by 20, 10 by 12 probably. It's barely it's that might even be probably 10 by 12.
That's about right.
Yeah. So they're pretty small. You guys don't have to be down here all the time, obviously. It'd be, if you have to, you have to. But for sleeping, obviously if you guys were gonna sleep in here, it'll be pretty cramped, especially with the ship moving. And I can put up more hammocks in here as well, but I can maybe only fit another 2 in here. So some of you might be sleeping on the floor, rolling around a little bit.
I think it would probably be best for everybody's mentality that we get to.
Also, do you have a black light? I want to make sure this place is clean.
Oh, God.
again, I don't generally have a lot of passengers. Not many. I usually trade more than I bring people aboard, but I do occasionally bring passengers on.
And we greatly appreciate you you taking us. So
So two.
two rooms.
So that's 84 gold for both those cabins.
All right, I will put that down.
And you said
in
6?
the funds.
So-
There'll be 6 of us. Yeah.
Okay,
6 total.
I'll end up I'll put up a couple extra hammocks in each one, so that way you guys can have 3 per room, and I'll see if I can get anything else. There'll be food as well. Will be, calculated into that, so I will supply that, and drink a little bit here and there. I don't promise it being the best drink, but it will be something. So, anything
Great.
else you guys want or need? We're leaving 2 days from now, so
And how long do you
Or
think the
day
journey
after
will last?
a couple weeks probably.
Couple
I wouldn't
weeks.
imagine. Depends on wind and stuff like that, but usually we can make it in a couple weeks, even with our stops.
Okay.
We usually only stop in port for a night to let everyone kind of get off, relax, and then we leave the next morning.
What time are you leaving in 2 days?
We'll leave, let's say, be on the ship by 10. We'll probably be out of port by noon. But it's
Great.
best to make sure that you're here early, because if we leave, we leave.
We'll be here at the crack of the moon.
I don't.
It's
Whatever.
a saying where I come from.
Okay. All right.
We will meet you
Oh
then.
my.
Thank you. And we will head off the ship. Well, where do you guys think we should go to now? Get any
First-
other supplies for ourselves?
First of all, we need to come up with a name for you.
What do you mean?
You
can't just
can't
go
go
by
by
Nicholas
you can't go by Nick.
Warnborn. It's lame.
Are you looking? Oh, sorry. You guys are saying this and as you're
We're
walking,
off the ship.
right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
We're leaving,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're off the ship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
and we're being quiet.
Yeah, what were you thinking?
No, I figured you guys were whispering and stuff like that. It's just something to know.
Oh, I've never had to hide my identity before.
Well, get used to it, bucko.
Look at yourself right now.
I mean, I look like somebody who
You look ridiculous.
I do look very ridiculous. Whoever designed this person was very messed up in the head.
Did they look
I
like
just
a
wanted a
bus
fun
we were gonna
NPC
be?
that I thought was fun. I don't get to build
Oh.
characters ever. What do I get?
Love you.
Marcus, why do you keep going like this?
I'm muscular.
Because he's super big right now.
Oh my god.
I imagine you're still the same height though, so you're just
I'm just 6 foot. That's it.
6 foot and 300 pounds of muscle.
I
Remind me,
like to write on the weekends too.
was this guy human or elven?
he was Kaisu.
No, the guy I look like.
Reese is human.
Reese is human.
Yeah, so you two are human and I'm elven.
Did you include all of Reese's getup with his outfit?
It's just like a cloak.
Okay,
It's a
so
weird cloak.
okay,
So
he's
you
just got a cloak.
lazy.
I kind of like that.
Because you can also adjust equipment and stuff like that to make it look different. So you can literally do everything
You have a strength bonus of 20.
that you can't do. You can adjust equipment. You can illusionary change stuff. You can't physically
Nah,
change stuff.
he just has the cloak on. He kind of has he has got the same face.
Okay.
I want to know. I want all of the stats of the
You
armband.
sure aren't getting that.
I want to run into Reese now. The real version.
Oh my gosh. I can just imagine him being like, what a
Oh.
handsome fellow.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Oh, apparently you have really bad eyesight too, Nicholas. Then.
Is that why it's been fuzzy this entire time?
Oh God.
It doesn't have bad text. All right.
What should my name be then? Should I go by Reese? Or
Hmm, probably
yeah,
not.
Reese is a bad name.
Yeah, like we thought Nicholas was bad, but Reese's.
Well, you can call me Nick. I very much prefer Nick.
You still shouldn't go by it.
Well,
You
that's
should
fine.
do something very different from your current name.
I point out a random stranger. Sir, what's your name?
Oh my.
I'm Tom.
You're gonna go by Tom. Thomas.
Great. I have my dad's name. Out of character, I have my dad's name.
Oh.
Now. That's great.
It would have been
man,
really
Tom.
funny if it was your character's dad's name, though.
That would be really funny.
You're
Okay.
Thomas Bookworm.
So, are we going with the sibling thing? Because shouldn't we all have like
Oh, we got
something
one with our last
similar
name, then.
going on?
Oh, so if it's not your last
we're-
name, then
Oh,
we
yeah,
can't
yeah,
use that
something
one.
way- look at
I
me.
never said that, but
It's
I
tough.
don't think.
Great
I don't-
episode, guys. Wonderful.
I'll
Pushing the
go-
story along.
I'm having a good time.
That's not very
Good. That's all that matters.
I'll go
Just giving me
by.
more fodder for the future.
Just so you guys know,
Well,
I'll
that's
go
that's
by,
my nickname, cannon fodder.
That's true. Still gotta live up to it again.
Oh,
I'll go by Donovan
Donovan.
or Dawn.
Okay, Don.
Give me mine.
And
Alicia.
Alicia.
Yep.
You look like an Alicia.
Well, I have highlighter hair, so I don't really look like anything.
Looking
Okay.
pretty good to me.
All right, Don. Where are we going to next?
I have this soul dagger that has just been screaming from the pain of the souls in my pocket.
Well, you can't hear it unless you're holding onto the hilt. Like if you're holding onto the blade,
It's really loud.
Do we
and
know
it's not that loud.
about it?
I
Like,
think
has
I
he
think everyone.
told us about it.
I think you
Time
explained it.
Travel.
Yeah, and you guys probably would have talked about it over the course of like
Okay.
traveling and stuff like that. So, and he's identified it pretty thoroughly. So it's, yeah, you're pretty sure about every.
Well,
all
I
its
very
properties.
much agree that we should find a way to destroy it. Do you have any ideas on how to do so right now?
Do I have any ideas on how to do that?
I believe I said that your best option would probably be to talk to an enchanter.
Right. That's what I was
Because there's a few potential options you can see with magical items like this, just from your knowledge of magic, and you rolled really high for it, so I'm pretty sure.
That doesn't sound like me, but I'll go.
I
with
think
it.
you rolled over a 20 for identifying it. That's why you got like every piece of the
No,
information.
that was
of it.
Eldorn.
Oh well,
That
then
was
he got
Eldorn.
every piece of the information
Yeah.
for this. But from that, I think I told you guys that the easiest way to free the souls from the gem that are trapped in at the hilt or the guard would be to basically just shatter the enchantment, which would make the knife worthless, basically. But there potentially are ways to alter enchantments after they've been like input, but that is much more difficult. So if you wanted to just destroy and free the souls from the knife, that would potentially be pretty easy.
Would that actually free them, or would that like internally bind them to like be?
So
Like,
with Eldorn's
ghosts?
roll,
I don't know.
with Eldorn's roll of over 20, he would have enough knowledge of how the knife works and understanding the enchantments and stuff like that. And the combination of your team of people who kind of have a mix of people who have magical knowledge as well as people who are like Ellie with enchanting knowledge a little bit, you guys would be able to piece together that basically the destroying of the enchantment that traps the souls would free the souls, but it would destroy the knife. So you could potentially like the second easiest would be potentially to destroy that specific enchantment. But of course that makes most of the knife completely pointless anyway.
Right.
But you could also potentially rewrite the enchantment to release the souls at will. So potentially using it in terms of like rewriting the soul thief aspect of it to where when it does the killing blow and steals the soul, that is then used when you like either potentially like options could be like, depending on how you guys wanted to go and how you wanted to use it, it could be potentially on the critical hit all the souls are released but it does more damage. It could be something along the lines of like you release at will, or it releases at the end of the fight, but for the remainder of the fight it deals X more damage or something like that. Like there's a bunch of different options we can play with that. If you guys
Geometry.
yeah. Basically,
Yeah,
if you guys want to
blanked
if you
for a
want to
sec.
if you want to change, if you want to keep the knife, which is a great weapon, it is really powerful. If you want to keep the enchantments intact in some way, but make it essentially less evil with completely permanently trapping souls in the blade, then that's going to be the hardest to do. But the easiest to do is just basically to go to an enchanter and say, destroy this enchantment and free these souls.
Fine with me.
Or, Thomas, I could stab you with it, and you could talk to the souls and see if they like it in there. That's how that works, right?
I mean, you have to
You-
Ah, that's messy.
Or,
you can kill him.
I could kill him.
or,
I mean, you've already died once, so you're fine.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time you killed me.
One thing to
Ooh.
note is, the dark spell too that we designed, Marcus, that brings a soul back to the body of like
Yeah.
allowing the talk. Yeah, that would not work with souls that have been trapped in this knife.
Okay.
So most forms of resurrection and stuff like that would be lost until the souls are freed, because you can't return to a soul to its body if it's trapped in a knife.
Right.
So
I feel like I'm gonna have to get alter memory pretty quick here to change Nicholas's memory that it was Aerilaya that killed him.
It was a group effort, let's be honest. Anyway, so sounds like the enchanter is the next place to go.
Yes. To probably just, I would say, destroy the enchantment. I don't
Well,
care too much about having a dagger. That's
neither do I. Aerilaya, you were somewhat of a knife thrower, if I remember.
yes, I have 2 sets of throwing knives already. And I'm not interested in trapping people for all eternity into a knife.
really. I did not expect that answer from you. To the enchantment shop.
I was gonna say the person that would probably benefit the most from potentially using it as a weapon would maybe be Ghost as a side weapon. That's the only person I could see in the group needing a secondary melee weapon.
Yeah, but he wanted to leave it there.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So-
He doesn't want the knife anyway, as it is,
Right.
because it's evil. Okay, so you guys head to the enchanter shop, the one that Ellie worked at for a little bit. You hand the knife. I'm assuming. Well, let's just play this out. I don't believe I've seen you all in town before. Welcome. Is there anything I can help you with?
Oh. Go ahead, Don.
We got a knife here.
Okay, are you looking to sell? Are you looking to?
Stop that voice.
Okay. I'm gonna
First of all.
assume that you're
Just
that's the
continue
voice that's
it.
coming out. Yes.
Just groaning. I kind of now have a question on the aspects of this knife as well. Can it be? I'll just I'll just go with it. So I have this dagger here. It's got an evil enchantment on it. I believe to be evil, at least. I think
He like picks up the knife and like is looking at the gem. It's like this almost like, I think I said it was like this deep blue gem. It's and like they're like the little white souls traveling around in it, and he's just like, his eyes start off like What do you want to do with this?
I want to trap your soul. No. Is there a way that it could be? Well, first off, can we just free the souls that are in here pretty easily, or can it be altered in a way to where it can trap a willing soul?
I mean,
to be preserved in the case that a friend just dies again.
You're saying, would it be possible to take a soul that is been released from the body, that's not been stabbed with a knife, I'm assuming, and have it sucked into... That would be very difficult. I'd have to... I don't even know if that I have the enchanting knowledge or the materials required to do that here. That might be a long-term effort.
Should have gone to Ellie.
Maybe... again, if someone had a long time to spend, again, it's a matter of, like, if you're going to leave it here for several months, I can potentially work on it and experiment, but that will take a lot of time and resources, so it will cost money.
Sadly, we will be leaving fairly shortly, so that won't be in the cards for us to be able to return.
So, in the short term, if you were interested, I can break. I can either completely destroy the blade and release the souls from this. It would destroy everything. That'd be very easy. I'll do that for free. This knife is horrific. Or, since you only have a couple days, in a couple days' time, with a little bit of your gold, I could potentially just remove the enchantments pertaining to the souls. That would just still preserve, because there's 3 enchantments on this blade. One enchantment is this with, he points to the gem, the soul trapping itself. That is one of the enchantments. The second is the way the knife uses the souls in a fight to hurt others. And the third is and you kind of like see like the small like black smoky edges of the blade, is the enchantment that changes it so it deals this dark necrotic death-like damage as well as the slashing damage it would normally deal. So I can remove the 2 soul enchantments relatively easily. It would take a little bit of time and I would need resources for it, so I would have to charge you a little bit for it, but it would preserve, it'd still be a nice blade with the dark damage tied to it, if that's something you were interested in.
Probably then. How much would that cost? Also, can I insight check you?
Sure.
To see what you think about this dark damage stuff.
Well, the dark damage is just dealing, like, it's like if you were hitting someone with a dark spell.
Right. But don't most people kind of frown upon dark spells?
Nope, that's not.
Not here?
Nope. That's just the church.
Oh.
The Church of the Smiling Goddess is not like dark spells. Most people don't really care. Most dark damage isn't necessarily like their shadow type damage. There's like almost like you know, like disease and stuff like that, blood damage. Like there's different dark, like a lot of the magics, right, cover a lot of different kind of subtypes of damage in them. But dark magic isn't necessarily frowned upon, especially here where necromancy is kind of seen as okay.
True.
So there's only a few places, and there's a few organizations that obviously do frown upon dark spells, but most, even Brathlin is open to dark magic in most places. It's just that the Church of the Smiling Goddess, since she is the goddess of light and healing, doesn't particularly like dark. So
I'd be fine with removing all of it then.
So you don't want to save the dark.
I'm also looking at the other 2.
Would you be willing to buy it and destroy those 2 enchantments.
Make a persuasion check.
Just general persuasion.
Yep, just make a general persuasion check.
I had another idea as well while she's doing that. How hard would it be for an enchanter to change it to where, like, maybe it takes part of someone's soul? So, like, at 1 HP, they stay, like, if they go beyond 1 HP to go unconscious, they come back to being 1 HP type of thing. Like, it preserves, like, a little bit of, like,
so,
undying type.
Okay, so you're saying,
magic.
like, it takes a piece of the soul of the wielder and puts it into the blade. And
right,
so
if the person does go unconscious, it breaks, and then
that enchantment is certainly possible. I know of that one. It's not. It's a different enchantment.
Okay.
It has similar properties to this enchantment, things of life and death, and so those enchantments are tied. They're in the same field, but they're not necessarily they're not the same enchantment. They're different enchantments.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, basically, the way that this enchantment works, if you were to change it, it has to be related to the taking of souls. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It can't really, with the enchantment specifically, it can't really be it could be, you could remove these enchantments and put whatever enchantments you want on it. So if you wanted to put that enchantment on it, you could certainly do that. It will cost a lot of money, or you'll need materials and stuff to do it, which you could do to anything, because they make, Ellie could potentially make that in the future at some point. But you couldn't alter that enchantment to do this.
Gotcha.
It
rolling that check, Alicia.
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 20 for a total of 22.
I mean, the knife would still be valuable even with only the dark damage enchantment on top of even removing the other 2. It'd still be a relatively... I could still sell it for a pretty price. So I'd be willing to buy it from you. I actually have that enchantment written out already, so I just need to look up what
this is with the
materials.
That he's gonna
with the guarantee that the
he
materials
would
he would unenchant the other 2 enchantments.
Intent check.
Go ahead and make a sense intent check.
12.
Can I help him?
I will allow you to help him since you rolled an at 20.
Cool.
Are you rolling, or am I doing fate, or is she doing this?
Yeah, it's up to you if you want to give him a fate shift, or you can roll.
No, you just do it. Don't let me roll more.
Yep, I'm gonna do it because I have better stats, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he has any bonuses in it.
Nope.
Sense intent.
Yeah.
14.
You get the feeling he's pretty disgusted by this enchantment as well. This is, even for people you necromancers in a way aren't even this evil. If for someone who thinks they're evil, because a necromancer does not generally pull the soul back to the body. They take the body to use as a vessel for their magic. So it's not like they're trapping a soul within the body. They're basically just using the body after the soul's left to do whatever, they want it to do. This is a step beyond. This is basically preventing people from going to an afterlife. So,
yeah.
Dark would be 3 darkness for blood and 3 protection. Or sorry, why is it protection? That's not right. That should be power. So I'll give you, let's say, 125 gold for the knife. Well, minus material costs, 100 gold, because I'll need to disenchant it.
Definitely possible.
You said you'd disenchant it for free.
I'll disenchant it for free and give you back the knife. But if I'm gonna, well, no, he would break the knife for free, meaning that he would just destroy all the enchantments on it.
Right, but he wants to keep the one.
But if he keeps the one, that costs materials, and that he would have charged you guys for it. So
got you.
I do believe I have one item that needs a new gem. I'm gonna pull out the illusory necklace.
Oh, right. Okay.
I believe this needs an amethyst to be used again. If how much would that getting that? How much would be left over for the knife, the dagger?
So you're saying if I do you want to sell this to me, or do you want me to like
I'm
trade
saying
like a
if
trade?
uh in a trade for an amethyst and whatever leftover gold for the dagger, whatever amethyst would be
400
used
worth.
for it.
So just so you know,
Uh-huh.
Adrian, this is Gavin talking.
Yeah. Am I forgetting the
No, the
cost
amethyst.
of what's needed?
No. The amethyst itself is the crafting system. I've changed significantly since then. So yes, it will still need technically an amethyst, but the enchantment itself is broken, so the enchantment will need to be reconstructed a little bit. So, but I will. He has the materials to do that. So if you want to, if it was gonna be for like, it depends on what you want. If you want the materials for it yourself, if you want just the materials, I could maybe put together a pouch of materials for it. The the enchantment on this necklace is a little bit more powerful. I mean, I can make it's mostly broken, but it could be repaired and fixed. I could fix it up.
Could you do it in a day's time?
Yes, I could do it. If you were going to do that, I would probably make it a flat because of you bringing this knife to me, and you all seem like honest folk. I would, as you're in illusionary disguises. That nat 20, man, that nat 20 speech persuasion check really helped you out here, because that enchantment is actually more powerful than just the simple dark blade. So I would take a little bit of a hit, but I'd give you a flat trade.
So
Look around the shop
dagger.
as well.
So he'll take the dagger,
necklace,
and
fix
he'll
up the necklace,
fix the necklace for you, and give it back to you.
and that would be the amount of gold.
Yep.
So no gold exchange.
Correct, and I see that the original enchantment on this was quite powerful. The one that I could put on in a day's time would be weaker, but would still do the same thing.
Okay. Aerilaya, I was actually thinking that this Alicia. That's all Adrian. That's all Adrian is saying.
No, it's Nicholas too. It's Nicholas too.
Don't worry, I didn't roll. It's okay.
Okay. I thought this would be best used by you, and to avoid anybody you being seen by whoever.
Nice shop you have here. Wow, what
So-
other items do you have around here as this conversation's going?
So just so you know, the enchantment that I could place on it within a day, instead of it being a permanent change to the illusionary, like permanently masking when the person's wearing it, whatever, to the identity that they set into the enchantment, it would be a temporary disguise for an hour, for once a day, and it would need time to recharge. So it'd be a much shorter duration. It wouldn't be all the time. It would just be something. The materials required to do a much more powerful would take him much longer. It'd be a much harder enchantment to do.
Okay. With that in mind, I think we'll just take the gold, and hopefully we'll have time to get this fixed up with a little bit more time on our hands.
All right, fair enough.
Does he have anything new in the shop?
Besides everything.
Like actually, though, since like the last time I was there a week ago.
Not that you'd know that.
No, we were there last time.
Yep.
Yeah,
right,
not
but
us.
you, but
Oh, I didn't say that out
but
of
not
character.
you.
I didn't say that in character. I was telling Gavin that.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of different weapons and stuff like that. If you were looking for something specific, you could ask, and I can potentially look.
Yeah, I just need if you had anything cool. Prep.
No, I don't. I don't have anything fancy prepped for that. So,
Okay.
I'm still working on building the whole crafting system out. So, I have a lot of cool enchantments ready to go, but a lot of them are real powerful. So I'm not gonna give them to you yet without having you guys work for it. You guys could instead too, if you were interested, instead of the gold. I would be. It seems like if you have someone that you've kind of mentioned that you might have someone that can help you does some enchanting potentially and could fix it up. I would be willing to offer you, since I get my materials at a much more discounted price. I would be willing to offer you materials in place of the gold that would be a little bit more valuable than the gold, but would just be a bunch of material, like it'd be a bunch of gemstones.
And that could be used for multiple different kinds of enchantments.
Correct. We could specifically pick out a few things if you guys wanted some things.
Out of character, I give the other two a look of like, do we trust Ellie to put enchantments on weapons?
Maybe
I
not
kind of give him like the eyebrow, like.
Ellie, but we could bring them to another enchanter.
Correct.
When we have more time.
You could take, if you were to take these to an enchanter, any materials that you bring forward for the enchanting itself reduces the cost that they would charge you. Because if you're bringing forward your own materials, then they're not risking their own stuff as much.
Right.
So.
Okay. We do have 3 gemstones currently. If you could tell us what they could be used for enchanting purposes. If I'm looking at our materials in our backpack.
Yep. You are
a small blood diamond, a small diamond, and a small ruby.
Oh yeah.
Because I see that there are properties that are question marks.
I'll double check the diamond and the ruby, but most diamond and rubies are not the same properties, but they have. Most diamond and rubies are always the same, but one thing to note about materials, and you should tell your enchanter friend this as well, and Gavin will tell Olivia this as well. Sometimes, even though you know the property of one gem, there's occasionally sometimes properties that have been altered or changed from different areas or different environments. So sometimes like a diamond generally will have the same properties across any diamond, but there can occasionally be alterations to it. Obviously, a blood diamond is a much bigger alteration, and you can see like the red glow of the blood diamond. It almost like swirls in a little bit with this specific diamond. But let me just quick take a look. And he pulls out like an actual like jeweler's kind of kit and like examination and like actually looks at the stones. These are pretty small. So they're definitely not like tiny, but they're pretty small gemstones. They're maybe the size of like, like a little bit bigger than like a fingertip. Like they're pretty.
Like something for a ring.
Yeah. Like a main setting of a ring, I guess is the best way to like a wedding ring would be the best way to explain how like diamond looks. Like like the small diamonds that are on the side of like a wedding ring or a wedding band. Those would be like tiny.
Yeah.
And those also can be used for enchanting. There's different sizes. So, the diamond has the properties of durable, force, power, and protection. And I would value it at 60 gold pieces. Now, I can get mine for much more of a discount, so I would not buy it off you for the same price, but that would be if you were to get full value for it. The ruby has the properties of fire and power, and I would value that one at 50 gold pieces. He slides that over. This one is going to be your best one. This is very great for enchanting, and it's also can be sold for quite a pretty penny. The blood diamond contains the properties of blood, death, and then all 4 properties that the diamond holds. So durable, force, power, and protection. So it has 6 properties included in it.
Wow.
So you can use up to 2 when it's used. Since it's a small, it can be 2 of the properties can be used. So you could use like blood twice, you could use death twice, you could use one of each, you could use 1 of any or 2 of any, basically. Combination in an enchantment. It's valued at 120 gold pieces.
Okay.
The reason is because it's got such a good utilization because it can be used for so many different enchantments that when gemstones like these come about and they have, this is artificially made. Many, as you can see, like he holds it up and you can see like the red is like swirling inside of it, almost like it's magically enhanced. Some gems are some properties are artificially induced into gemstones and stuff like that. So likely what happened with this gem is it was soaked in blood for several months, potentially years, depending on how powerful. Since this was a smaller one, I would say probably just 3 to 6 months it's been soaked in a pool of blood. That could be blood of anything. So these are often found too sometimes when soldiers, like on a battlefield, if they were carrying small gemstones and stuff like that, they can oftentimes get stuck into the ground and soak in the blood and decay and death of a battlefield, and those can alter the gemstone's properties in that way too. But blood is a very difficult natural material to find. Generally speaking, they're artificially produced.
Okay. Well, our enchanter friend will be very happy to know those abilities. I'm not sure if I would want to sell them. I honestly can't. I honestly can't remember who found them in the first place.
I think it was Ellie and Aerilaya.
Yeah. So, Marcus, I'm gonna slap you.
You mentioned that you get your gems for a lot cheaper. Is that from just owning a shop, or is that from knowing someone?
Since I buy in bulk, I tend to be able to get at a cheaper price. So I buy from the mines in Kalmia, and because I can buy plenty, and generally speaking, we have like there are several different enchanters throughout the city besides just me. So we will often go in together and buy a large order of gemstones and then split the cost amongst us, and that brings the cost down because we're buying so many. But it's very hard to do unless you're producing at like an industrial level. Unless you're producing commercially, it would be difficult to buy gems at a reduced price without knowing someone. You guys actually know someone who owns a gem mine.
Right.
So you could potentially buy, although he just started doing it.
Remining.
Yeah, so it's going to take some time to actually start producing stuff, and he needs to make a profit first. So,
if I count me, we were over there recently, and I heard that there was a new string of the gem mine being opened by Mr. Twiddlewink. He might be somebody you could look up for new shipments.
He takes note of the name. I will certainly give him a look. If he can match the prices of the other mines, I'm more than willing to buy from him.
Great. So in regards to other gemstones available for the price of the dagger, what would be available? What can we choose from?
I mean, I've got almost everything under the sun imaginable, but
I'm not familiar with the enchanting and gemstone process.
For 100 gold, I'll
tell him that.
Here's what I can get you.
We are a very honest group. Remember,
we're experts.
He ends up coming up and pulling out a few things. It's not a whole bunch. It's like a small amount. There's a big one. So it'd be a normal sized amethyst. Now this would be like this size, like the size of a quarter. That can be used for 3 properties. And then he pulls out. He'll pull out a small sapphire, a small onyx. Sorry, I'm just double checking my math.
Yep.
Sorry, he'll pull out a small sapphire, the normal sized amethyst, and then he'll give you sorry, I'm like doing math in my head right now. 75.
You're fine. I got a
40
visitor.
Buddy.
41.
Yes.
He'll give you on top of those 2, he'll also give you a tiny diamond. Diamonds are really useful because they have the 4 basic properties in them. Those are used in a lot of enchantments, so they're a little bit pricey. Like 30, they're basically 30 gold for a tiny one. So
Okay.
So it's a little bit more money than you would make from just taking the gold. But it's up to you if you want the gems or you want the money.
Surely you could give us another diamond. Wink.
Roll a persuasion check.
You're gonna have to reject your own physique. Oh, natural 20.
He slides over another tiny diamond. That's
Surely you could.
That's already pushing. That's already pushing well over the 100 gold now.
I think that this will
That is
suffice.
more than enough.
Yes.
Okay, so you want the
Well,
gems
yeah.
instead.
Yes, we'll take the gems.
Okay.
Yep,
So
that's
since
4 natural 20s.
since you're here, I'll give you the material, the value and the materials of the gems that he's giving you because he'll give them to you.
ready.
And you're not finding them randomly. The amethyst is 75 gold because it's a normal. So it's just write down amethyst.
Yep.
It has the properties of arcane and power.
Marcus.
You have 2 tiny
The
diamonds,
P amethyst.
which have the same properties as the small diamond that you have, other than they're worth 30 gold apiece instead of 60.
How much was the amethyst worth?
75.
Thank you.
I have there's like a table of basically how fast they multiply in price depending on the size because more properties can be used.
Okay.
And then the sapphire is small, and it has the properties of power and water, and it's worth 40 gold. So you guys ended up coming out pretty far ahead. That's 60 plus 75 is 135 plus 40 is 175 gold pieces. But that's because you rolled 2 natural 20s. So, and plus the materials are kind of nice because then you guys can potentially work them into enchantments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You said for the sapphire, water and power.
Yes,
Or-
water and
Yes.
power. Correct.
Thank you.
You actually have enough stuff that you guys could potentially look to do. There are a few basic things like the resistant enchantment is this very basic enchantment that increases a resistance by +1. You guys actually have enough materials that you could potentially do a couple of those, but those are like the weakest of the weakest things.
Mhm.
I mean, +1 resistance for armor or a shield is not awful.
It's a resistant, so you choose one of the 10 resistances.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The armor ones much harder to get.
That's fine.
I think this was great.
Yeah.
We can
You guys have like a handful of small
Leave.
gemstones now.
pocket those.
We have
Yep.
a pouch.
Yeah, pouch.
No, we
you have a
have a
pouch.
backpack.
You have a pouch of gem. Well, I would imagine it being a small little pouch on the backpack. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. It's not like we just have frickin' gemstones
No, I
hanging
know,
out
but
in the
just-
bottom of the backpack.
You guys are like working your way to building like a small treasure chest now.
Yeah.
That's what Aerilaya has in her pockets anyway.
No, you don't know that.
But we
Yeah,
can talk
no.
about when the whole group is together, we can always talk about doing enchantments and stuff like that. Because Ellie can attempt enchantments, and wouldn't cost you anything because she'd be attempting them herself. but there's also the chance of failure. But there are ways to better it. We've added rules to make it like easier to pull off enchantments, especially the lower difficulties they are, by spending time and stuff like that. So,
well, I hear Dawn, if you want to give him the dagger.
I mean, he already has the dagger, so
Just checking. Just checking.
We're not trying to swindle this guy today.
Yeah.
Oof.
Cool.
There's a lot of information, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, I got a headache.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your patrons today, and we will be off.
pleasure doing business. He kind of starts as you guys are leaving, like you watch as he walks up to the shop and flips the sign, and you can see in the window like him going, looking at the dagger and walking towards the back, like already kind of like holding it like away from him. It looks like he's gonna go immediately remove this enchantment.
Good. So, does he got a weird curled smile?
No.
Is there a storm cloud above his head?
Just so I know, what's everyone's perception bonus?
+4.
Okay.
+0.
+1, +0,
Yep.
+4.
Yeah.
Okay, because I think passive perception is 8 plus your perception bonus.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Does anyone else have a headache from all this gem enchanting talk? I haven't.
Yeah, it's too bad the
It
enchanter
definitely
wasn't here
goes
to
over
hear
my
it.
head.
Oh my gosh. It's like I'm back in medical school. God.
Can I sense intent on him?
Medical school.
You sure if you want to sense intent?
I sure do. That's a natural 18.
11.
Yeah, are you lying?
I mean, no, not completely. As you would know, I think, Gavin.
Yeah, I know.
Not
That's why I was
completely.
that's why I was asking you, because
No.
I don't think it's a complete lie. So
No.
you see that there is some truth to what he's saying.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know
looking
that.
at me like that, weirdo.
I didn't know that you went to medical school on top of being a soldier for your father.
That was a long time ago.
How long ago
Oh,
exactly? How old are you?
How old am I? I think I'm like.
I think you're 25.
25.
Hold on, let me double
Oh,
check.
you're a youngling.
Yeah. Yeah, that might come around 25.
I've got the thing up right now, so let me just.
The medical stuff didn't work out, so I went into
23.
the military. I'm 23. To correct my earlier number.
Are you the youngest
Yep.
in our group?
He sure is.
Oh yeah.
Aw.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're lucky for still being young.
But I got eyes of just death.
I am curious. Is there a wanted board
That's what I was gonna say.
around here?
Oh shit! I was gonna ask the enchanter about if he heard anything from Kalmia as well, like news about government being assassinated. We can do that
We
later.
can go to a
Let's-
bar. We can go to a bar later.
You do know a bar or two.
We
I feel like we should not go to that one. What if
Talking about
Reese is there?
beef.
I was not talking about
think
beef.
Yeah, he was talking about beef.
Anyway, a wanted board. Okay. I would say with your guys' time in the city, you'd be able to find like a notice board of stuff. It's been probably 4 or 5 days, I guess, since you guys have stolen the sword from the city. So Ellie's wanted poster is kind of like moved down in priority. It's still up there.
Is everyone else looking at the board with us right now?
There's just a bunch. I mean, people looking around and stuff like the news posted here, stuff like that. So
I'm just gonna take Ellie's photo down.
okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Oh God.
I mean, you can make it. You can take it down. It's just
9.
you take it down.
Ugh.
I mean, there's more than just this one board across town. So
I'm assuming there's also like a wanted like gold value for it, so maybe people will think I'm just like, oh, I'm a bounty hunter.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You're pretty beefy.
there is
I'm gonna write about this later.
there's it's not like wanted, dead or alive. It's like information wanted about this person of interest.
No Bon Jovi.
No, dead or alive Bon Jovi stuff. It's like 100 gold for any information that people can provide on this character.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because they don't have a
Anyone
name.
else?
They don't have a name for Ellie either. They just have her picture, and
Right.
Is it accurate?
it's pretty close. It's close enough.
Good thing I changed her appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Which, how long has that been?
It's you guys have probably been walking around, I would say, with Enchanter and going to the docks and stuff like that. Probably a good 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Halfway there, guys.
Good to know.
This will fade.
Is there anyone else on the notice board right now?
In particular, Nick.
Make a examination check for me.
Is there
All of us?
Can I help?
Sure, I'll let you both roll.
I got bored.
As Roy's ripping down the Ellie poster.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have helped much either way.
20.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's better than what I rolled. Natural 9 plus.
You don't see anything about Nick.
6.
You don't see any. With a 20, you don't see any news about the murder of Blaze at all. You do.
Jesus.
Wait,
we
no,
are.
no, no.
Anything else that piques my interest while I'm looking?
Yeah, I was gonna say there are like pieces. It doesn't look like government pieces, but like pieces of information that seem to be shared by like maybe local like couriers and stuff like that have been on there that are like rumors that the Braxer house has come under scandal and is being removed from the nobility of Houghton. Like stuff like that's the biggest piece of information you see, which you guys know is not true, but it seems like not a whole lot of information. There's like a few other pieces about like tied with that are kind of all around each other that are like some people are saying that they're dead, some people are saying they've been murdered. There's like a lot of like rumor things basically.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no official posting saying what happened.
Okay. Anything about the Twiddlewink estate?
No.
If like any big fires, like if that was any news over
Nope.
here.
Sure isn't.
Good to know.
I mean, there are fires occasionally enough that I don't think it'd be too crazy of news, especially since it's in another major city.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well,
Bar?
let's go to the bar.
where would you guys like to go?
One that we haven't gone to yet.
Yeah.
Preferably not.
Not the high end, not the low end.
So you
somewhere
don't-
in the middle.
So you don't want to go. Well, the one you stayed at before was somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, we don't want that, and we don't want where Ellie stole the sword from.
That's kind of what I
Really have
figured.
options.
So you don't want the giggling barrel. You don't
No.
want the grasp.
Nope.
Okay, let me come up with another name. But you want one in. You want one on the dock side of town.
Probably be preferable to stay
Sure,
on this
yeah.
side.
Okay.
Wherever there's a lot of gossip.
I mean, so okay. I guess here's my question: do you want a low end bar, like sailors and like common folk? Because that's where you're gonna find rumors more. The rooms will
I
not
think
be as
that's
pleasant, but
fine.
they will suffice.
That's fine.
I think
That's
good.
fine. Yeah.
It's for a night.
And I could send the other group a message, as long as they're within 100 feet. So it's probably not gonna happen.
Man, wouldn't it have been nice to have that mental projection? Then you would real message them wherever they were at.
That's right.
We're gonna call it the Clammy Hand Pub.
That's disgusting.
And beef was bad.
We could still go check it out.
Maybe tomorrow.
Is it amateur night?
Oh God.
So.
What are they amateurs in?
So is this acceptable for you?
Yeah,
yes.
That's fine.
The clammy hand is fine.
Okay. The clammy hand. You guys walk into
moist clam.
This place looks, it's more set up for drinks and for hanging out and stuff like that. It's not really like an inn or tavern or anything like that. It's more of like a some sailors have come in and they want drinks, off the ship. You guys do, if you want, can manage to get rooms here. For a room will be 2 gold a pop per night. So
yeah, we'll take a room.
Okay, just one. They're
We'll splurge out on 2.
Okay, I was gonna say they're probably gonna be pretty small.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of like basically just above the bar. Like this is only like a 2-story building. They basically have 4 rooms to rent out.
I'll just
3 rooms technically, because one belongs to because they would have theirs on the side. So it'd be 4 rooms to rent out.
I'll just pay for 2 of them.
Okay, so 4 gold.
4 gold.
Yep.
Dibs on rooming with Aerilaya.
So
you mean Alicia?
Alicia.
See, I'm not the only one.
I get my own room because I paid for it.
It's fucking bullshit. I mean,
that's very fair, Dawn.
So you guys, I assume, are gonna get drinks and sit around the table.
Yeah.
Five gold for
Water.
drinks and food for the night and stuff like that.
Each?
No, total.
Total.
Yeah. It's relatively cheap place. It's mostly for just people after work and stuff like that. It's not really
Party funds has taken care of it.
Alicia, so where did you get that money to pay for the rooms?
It was 4 gold.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't have anything. I'm fucking poor.
I am
you guys haven't really worked any real jobs yet, so for a while you've been kind of
for a while.
We'll get some fun.
They also
jobs
know
at
that
some
I
point.
have sticky hands, so I haven't paid for
a lot of stuff.
Everything that I've acquired.
Yeah.
Where you walk, there's a little jingle jangle. What's that?
No, there's not.
Like
Stop it.
Full of coins.
Stop trying to make it canon.
I make a perception check.
You've already. I think people have already tried, and it's.
I have 1 gold coin in every pouch.
Well, not to mention the way that it works for coins in the way I see it working for coins in Realms is that it's kind of because. The Realms wasn't designed with the intent of having copper and silver and stuff like that, because I think that gets confusing and stuff like that. But there would be 1 gold, there'd be a 5 gold piece, which could be a platinum type piece or something like that. There could be a 10 gold piece. So there's different pieces of gold and valued of currency. So it's not when you have 1,000 gold pieces, you just have 1,000 coins in a bag next. That'd be carrying around 1,000 pennies with you. You have you exchange.
What are you going to the arcade area? What's happening?
you exchange money and stuff like that, so that you have not a bunch of just loose coins hanging around.
Right.
Yeah.
Got a checkbook.
Yeah.
You don't have just a bunch of dollar coins.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
Yeah. You have $5 coins and $10 coins and yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess as we kind of drink and are talking, I think we're all kind of trying to listen in around the room to see if there's news of.
I will allow you all a gather information check.
Kalia. Is there suddenly a explosion on the other side of town that we need to know about? Well, I'm distracted.
What's new?
It's a 7.
Eavesdropping, you said?
Gather
Gather.
information. It's a little
Oh.
it's a little different. So like gathering information is more about like you being able to like
Talk and communicate,
Yeah.
not be out
and
of
like
conversation.
eavesdropping is more like so it's kind of like it's blur between those two, but I would lean more towards gather information because like eavesdropping is more about like listening in on a specific conversation versus is just generally listening for rumors.
Okay. 23.
Okay.
What the fuck?
23.
15.
Okay.
Yeah, my speech is pretty nice.
So Nick,
Tom, thank you.
Nick. I'm gonna call you Nick, even though you're Tom.
I know.
You guys are gonna. I'm assuming you're gonna sit here until the illusion is almost done, and then you're gonna go up to your rooms because you don't want the illusions just gone.
Yeah. Or
Although-
at least like go to the bathroom and
I would allow.
come back.
Yeah. I was gonna say I would allow you to potentially just re-up it before it ends. So if that's something you want to do,
as well.
yeah. So if you like, just kind of like, you can either leave.
Has to be 10 minutes before.
Well, I was gonna say it can either you can leave or you can try to cast it like under the table. Do you have silent spell?
Nope.
Okay. You could cast it on the table with a sleight of hand check, and like in this crowded room, you could probably get away with it.
We can also just go up to our rooms for a little bit.
It's up to you.
A minute.
Yeah.
Because that depends on how this is gonna play out. So.
But Aerilaya.
Alicia.
Yes, I know. We are by ourselves in a crowded room. I don't think anybody cares about our names currently.
Is anyone watching us?
I don't know. Make a perception check.
5.
Beautiful.
I don't know. Doesn't seem like anyone's watching you.
But in regards to drinking, it did help, and I greatly appreciate your you getting me through that hump.
You're
But-
super stable.
Yes, I did feel that it was getting out a darker side of me. I only slightly remember what actually happened that night before we left. And we talked about genealogy a little bit earlier, and my genes aren't the best. My father was a heavy drinker. And when he drank, he got extremely aggressive. And I was usually the punching bag for the first 10 years of my life. It was rough, and I've done my best to stay away from alcohol because of that feeling. While I was not in the right mind earlier, I forgot about it, and I just need something to get me through. But Leon talked with me last night, or 2 nights ago, I guess it would be, and
He's drunk again.
I would like to still stay clear of alcohol. Otherwise, I don't like the person I become when I have alcohol.
I'm signaling to the bartender, just like,
You just see like this the server is just like it just like puts one on a different table and like walks over and just like slides the 2 across the table.
Yeah.
water. I message her. Can we get a water over here?
Oh.
The blue hair gang. Can we get water?
The blue hair gang. Ugh.
So
That's okay. I mean, some people do better when they drink alcohol. Some people do worse.
yeah. Yep. I wish I could do better with it, but obviously I cannot. At least not right now. With since that was my first drink in my entire life, my 40 years. God, am I bland? Am I? Anyway,
I try to hide my expression.
let's see if we can find out any info, shall we?
Well, I was just kind of trying to listen in on some things.
So
See how it
as you
happens.
guys are listening and stuff like that and waiting right before the enchantment runs out, you hear just a little bit of like some of the rumors come out, and I'll keep this roll going after you guys re-up the enchantment or the illusion and come back down. But you do hear a little bit of just rumors about something strange happened in Kalmia, and that there's potentially like several high-ranking lords dead. But that conversation kind of fades out, and they keep talking. But the illusion is getting really close to running out, so you guys are gonna need to go up. So
yeah, let's go upstairs and just do that quick, and then we'll come back.
Okay. So you guys take the time, because it's only about, I would say, 8 o'clock then, 7, 8 o'clock. So Roy, go ahead and make another roll for me.
Gosh, fuck. So let me mark off 5 spell slots just in case. Knowledge, right? That'd be a 12.
Okay.
On this one, does it look shitty?
It still looks okay. It's just like the last one was almost like perfect, but like if you just like look much close, like because if like let's say you're just walking through a crowd of people, like no one's gonna notice.
Right.
Someone has to be studying you to be able to potentially look through it. Like if you guys were walking with a group of people past a bunch of guards and they weren't like inspecting you specifically, like no one's gonna notice that you're wearing an illusion. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm looking for you, I'm looking at you.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So we all just get up and go to the bathroom or to our room
At the same time.
Sure do.
Come back.
Well, we can go staggered.
No, because he has to cast it all together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we can leave.
We can leave staggered.
Yeah, you leave
We're
staggered.
all gonna be gone from the table for a second. I'll probably come back close to the same time.
Yeah.
So as you guys are coming back down the stairs, you run past one guy. He's coming up the stairs and he kind of like stumbles past you. He's like, "Oh, sorry. Is there a bathroom up here or something? Kind of gotta take a leak."
I think the bathroom's downstairs, man.
Alleyway. You're right. He starts stumbling back down the staircase. So.
Great.
Can I sense intent on him
Sure.
as he goes back down?
Can I push him down the stairs? Just kidding.
You can.
Please
I
don't.
just wanted to see if you'd
Sure. Make an sense
out.
intent check.
Everything seems normal here.
That's 14.
Okay. Seems like he's looking for a bathroom.
Okay.
Nicholas, do you have siblings?
No, only child.
Just you.
Mm-hmm. Do you have an older brother
Yes.
or younger? Okay, older, younger.
Aren't you the older brother?
Yes.
Are you the middle brother?
No, I'm the older brother.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a younger brother.
Yeah.
My mistake. A lot has happened in the last few days since we talked. Well, what do you think should we do for the remaining time that we have here.
You guys do see that guy kind of stumble outside.
He is gonna go piss in the alley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for him. Is anybody playing cards?
Oh God.
I would say probably not tonight. It's pretty
No.
packed in here. People that would be playing games are definitely like more of like kind of on their own. Like this place is pretty packed.
Yeah.
Aerilaya, are you gonna continue to stay with the little group that we've made, or are you gonna think about going off on your own? Because the only thing that was keeping you here was
That's right. You were
Ellie.
here for Ellie.
and that seems to be broken.
Well, it's not broken. It was just lifted.
Do we hear the guy ping on the wall?
Not from here.
Didn't know this guy would keep popping up.
I had never really thought about leaving. I feel more protected in a group.
I don't know if that would be the case.
Just me on my own.
I've definitely got the same sense. I've been traveling for a long time, mostly by myself. This country is pretty dangerous to be around, especially by yourself. So I think numbers definitely helps. Just sucks that our group has to be separated right now for whatever reasons that may be.
We don't want to go to the creepy graveyard.
I mean, that's kind of true. Like
That's
they're
very
really
true.
they're literally spending this time going to get look at corpses, mostly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Although
Thanks.
although you guys, it has been several hours. I mean, it could potentially take a long time because it is a relatively large building. But keep in mind that you guys never set a meeting point.
You never let us.
Well, okay. I would allow you guys to say, like, hey, we're going to meet here, but they wouldn't be able to meet you here.
Right.
So it might just be something along the lines of, hey, let's meet here tomorrow.
Maybe every couple hours, I just we'll try to send a message to see if they're within 100 feet.
Yeah, definitely not.
No. Cool. I have to put that on the to-do list, obviously.
we'll say let's meet outside of Beef.
Okay. I mean,
think
that
that's
is
a good-
near
that's
the
a good
docks. That
meeting
is
spot.
that is near the docks. So we'll just say that you guys agreed to meet tomorrow morning sometime outside of
Yeah.
Beef.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Aerilaya, does the name Alicia mean anything to you, or did you just come up with that top of your head?
I just came up with it.
That was pretty good.
Thanks.
Nick, you were a mess out there. You need to get it together.
You chose my name.
No, a random stranger chose your name.
True.
Can I also intent check Aerilaya
sure,
to see if that was a random name or not?
sure.
I'm also.
Or-
I'm not familiar with males who names are Dawn.
You aren't?
I don't think so. I haven't met one. No.
Don's like a
Yeah.
dude's name.
I would say it's a pretty common name.
Yeah. Are
Donovan.
you thinking of Don like DAWN?
Yeah.
There's also Don DON for dudes.
Nick has not met another Dawn male.
Joke's on you. Put it in the backstory now.
Have you met a Don female?
No.
What?
Okay. All right.
I
So
met a John female though.
we do know a Jack, a Lady Jack.
Jacqueline, I think
No.
is her full name.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Oh.
She likes Jack though. Very, very much a
Um,
Jack person.
As
Well-
far as you know, Marcus, no,
Oh,
Alicia
okay.
doesn't mean anything.
I figured when a
With
four,
your 4, you
Yeah.
don't know shit.
Well, Donovan is my brother's name, so it was the first name I came up with real quick.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So fuck you, Nick.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, should we
That
go
guy does come back in. By the way, it takes him about about 10 minutes. So.
To pee?
Yeah.
Listen,
Long pee.
it doesn't always work down there.
Sometimes,
right?
especially when you're
gotta
drunk,
shake.
and sometimes you're just like, maybe there's some more in there.
Yeah, like maybe he was like shaking it enough where it's like he's playing with himself instead.
Oh gosh.
Shaking.
Anyway, you guys are still listening for information, so after some time too, you would gather that did he kind of like one of them goes nearby, kind of like goes down to whisper a little bit quieter. Have you seen all the nightmare agents around town recently?
Nightmare agents.
That hasn't talking, not talking to you guys. He's whispering to the person
I
across.
kick Nick under the table. Shut the fuck up! Not everyone's talking to you constantly.
I thought we said gather info was talking in the groups, not just listening to groups.
It's a combination of doing both. You're basically just like hearing the word of the street type thing.
Okay.
Can I make a knowledge? Do we know what those are?
You guys know. You don't need to make a
Yeah.
knowledge
Met
check.
them.
You've met
You
a
talked-
nightmare agent. Yeah, you
talked to one at
the
Twiddlewinks
the
Estate.
gnome agent that came and investigated you guys after the party. I believe his name was. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look it up quick.
I don't have it since I wasn't there.
What are these things called again?
Nightmare.
Nightmare.
It's a Houghton military organization. Gemin Fallback. He's a gnome male nightmare agent. His partner Ellen Vesson came to investigate you guys. He was a human female, and they because they came to Twiddlewing's house after the party, and they're like kind of like the FBI of Houghton a little bit. Is the way to describe them. I guess another way to describe them would be kind of be like they serve a similar function to what the Neighborhood Watch does in Brathlin. They're kind of like an internal, like the Neighborhood Watch is a little bit more internal. They're a bit of both. They do a bit of internal and external management of like crimes and stuff like that, and making sure people are staying in line and not breaking laws and stuff like that. So they're generally focused more on the homeland, the home front, but they do go and are kind of spies as well. You guys would know that because I think Ellie rolled a knowledge roll, or you guys have gathered that information at some point. I've just been seeing them like everywhere recently. I mean, like normally it's hard to find more than a pair of them here or there, but it seems like there might be an entire cell of them in town.
This was a guy who peed.
No, this is just another random table.
Gotcha.
I wonder if they got something big. Did you hear about that stuff that happened in Kalmia? They say some like big lords died there, like the Braxer family or something. Just someone offed them, and that's kind of where the conversation goes for a little bit before they start moving on to other topics.
Honestly, I wish we could leave sooner.
Would be nice.
But it was the day after tomorrow, right? Or did we?
Yes. The day after tomorrow, you guys can leave.
Okay. Sounds good.
Would we have any idea as to like why they would be here without actually having to like go ask, like just knowing world knowledge
Like
or
world
whatever?
knowledge. I mean, like this is. I mean,
Because they're not supposed to be in this town,
make
really.
well, that's not necessarily true. They just from what people said, they've just been seeing a lot of them as opposed to normal. Since you don't have knowledge of this, I'll allow you a culture check because you would have military information potentially.
13.
You don't know a whole lot about Nightmare. Nightmare is not really an organization that the Brathlin military interacts with that much. Generally speaking, they're kind of like their internal investigation. You're kind of part of the Brathlin internal investigation. Most of the military headquarters, are in Blackash for like all of the different branches of the Houghton military. just like kind of how Amathor houses all the different branches of the Brathland military, like the main branches, and then there's sub branches everywhere else. So I mean, could be anything.
It's good that we can keep an eye out and avoid anybody who looks like an agent.
You do know what they look like too, because they
right. Roy, can you describe how they look so we can keep an eye out?
So they the uniform that you saw Gemin wearing is that it's not necessarily the under, but they all wear like very long black coats. Along with they have their own, like they each have badges that he showed to you, which I've developed actually a little bit more, which is a basically just like a badge of a black star.
Okay, but necessarily not going to be wearing them.
No. Generally speaking, like even when you saw Gemin, he pulled it out. He wasn't wearing it on his uniform or anything like that.
Well, should we?
Let's go to sleep for now, or go to bed. The sooner we can get through the next day, the better. And the less we're seeing, the better.
What's the alley you're doing?
Make a perception check, examination check.
I don't fucking want to roll anymore. 17, actually. Nice.
You look over at him, and he's looking at you.
Fuck.
And then he like goes back to talking to whoever he was talking to across the table.
Does he look familiar at all?
With your that'd be really funny, but no, he does not look like Reese at all. No, he does not look familiar to any of you.
I don't get a second roll?
With I'm counting the 17.
Oh, okay.
He does not look familiar to you guys.
No. Is he acting weird?
I mean, he
jerked off in an alleyway.
He did just. I mean, he did seem like when you sensed intent, he did seem like he was being truthful. He had to go pee, so.
Okay. I
Maybe
guess we'll go to bed.
I mean, with that info in mind, we probably should not ask around if we don't know who exactly they are.
Aerilaya, are you good at perceiving information? Eavesdropping?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
Think it'd be wise for you to go to bed early?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
About?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I can head off.
I see what you're gonna do. So you start heading off to bed.
Yep.
Oink, oink.
Okay, so I'm assuming you don't want to come down and sit down with them, but you want to sneak your way back in. So I need you first to make a stealth check when you're coming. Like basically, you break line of sight going up the stairs.
Yep.
Then you wrap back in a way to where
Can
you can't be noticed.
Break her illusion without breaking ours? I don't think that's how
She has a cloak. Well, no, because if you left her equipment, that's a tough call. Yeah. I would say no.
Okay.
So you could all potentially go to bed, and then have her come back and not her disguise, and like because you have a cloak of concealment.
I do.
So you could, with your hood up, you could you'd look a little sketch in this bar, but it'd hide your facial features. So you just would be a weird person wearing a cloak in the middle.
Thomas, aren't you also tired?
Yeah, I can definitely go
rewinding with that in mind, I'll just go to the bathroom.
Okay. So you're gonna go pee in the alley. Got it.
Yes, I will go pee in the alley.
Okay.
Go test.
And then
see if.
And then you two are going upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So you're gonna
I'll wait for her to actually leave, so I know she's out.
Okay.
Then we'll go upstairs and I'll break the illusion.
Okay. So you kind of find your way into an alley.
Yeah, I'm assuming she knows what room we're in.
Yeah, you guys have already been upstairs, so
yeah,
you know where you guys are at.
Okay.
So first thing I want is make both an examination check and then a stealth check, because you're basically trying to find a spot where you're not being noticed.
Okay. Examination is a 2.
Okay.
So that's not good.
Stealth check?
But stealth was a 12.
Okay.
Which is a total of 17.
Okay. It was a natural 2 plus what?
A natural 2
At least
plus
it wasn't a natural 1.
examination.
Yeah.
So that's a total of 8.
And you said 16 for stealth?
17.
17 for stealth.
Yeah.
After, I would say, like 10 minutes, I would probably send her a message. So just let me know when 10 minutes is up.
Okay. So
I'm not metagaming it.
Yeah, we're upstairs.
Oh, well, no, the illusion would just you could instantly drop the illusion, I would
No,
say.
yeah, that. But in general, I was probably gonna send her a message
Oh, okay.
so that she can respond to it. So we kind of.
Can you respond to that message? Does it
I
say
thought
you
that's
can?
what you.
There's a perception message which allows you to respond.
Ooh.
Or a speech message that allows you, I believe. It's either speech or perception. Skill. That has a 1,000-foot range.
Right, I only have the 100 one.
Yeah, that's the small air one.
Okay, then no, I can only just send it
Yeah,
to
you
her.
can
So
send
never mind.
whispered messages to people, basically.
Yeah.
You're basically whispering in people's ear by using air currents.
So just all of a sudden, how's it going? Is he still super creepy?
So you sneak back in to
Yeah.
the bar, and part of it is a matter of like stealth. Like this is partially a matter of blending in, as much as it's not necessarily like hiding. It's blending into your surroundings. Go ahead and make an eavesdropping check for me.
Natural 20.
Oh god, I was cringing so hard when you said natural. I was like, oh god, it's too soon.
Do you need a total?
No, I don't actually need a total.
Okay. Because it's 25.
I'm
in
just
case-
checking
in
a
case
few
you
other
were
things.
wondering.
20.
Hey, Nicholas, do you
Um,
want to go through her shit while she's gone? I can open her door.
I'm pretty sure she has.
I have
her
my
on
stuff.
her.
You so for a while, because you spend some time eavesdropping on them. For a while, they're just sitting and drinking. They're not really talking. You roll a nat 20 though.
I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, about
I'm gonna prep the doorway just in case.
the doorway of altered space.
Yeah, just in case. I don't know. Just if I hear like some
Okay.
shit crazy that's downstairs, I'm just gonna prep.
Okay. So, you after about 10 minutes, you hear, "How's it going?"
Is he creepy?
And then, you wait a little bit longer. You're like sipping on another drink and stuff like that. Go ahead and subtract a gold for that, because you'd have to pay
Okay.
for they don't know who you are. You'd have to pay for
That's
your drink, stuff
fine.
like that. After about half an hour of waiting, they are both looking at each other, and they're both like, "I'll go let the others know." All right. I guess I'll take upstairs then. So, they stand up and push their chairs out. One of them heads outside. The other starts heading upstairs.
Dude, after a half hour, I fucking just
Oh.
like, I'm like, what?
I'll give him a couple of minutes.
A couple of minutes.
Yeah. I don't want it to seem like I'm following him.
Okay.
And then
Nicholas, we're dead.
I'll follow after him. Like 2 minutes.
Okay.
A minute and a half. 90 seconds.
90 seconds. Okay.
90 seconds.
The other one.
92 and a half
We'll go to the
seconds.
other group.
Oh,
Nick and
God.
Roy.
So after 10 minutes, I whispered that.
Yep. And you guys have been just chilling out, waiting.
God, do you think I should just like there was nothing?
You
Like,
hear a
should we go knock on her door?
knock, knock, knock on your door.
Oh, it's been a half hour.
Oh, that must be Aerilaya.
Who is it?
Open. Oh, I'm gonna open the door. I'll let you do it though, because I was prepping a spell.
Sorry, I gotta pull up my names quick.
Oh no. I'm scared.
There's a cannon blast through the fucking door.
We don't have mechanics for that yet.
No black.
There's a rail gun shot.
My name is Brian Griff. I'd appreciate it if you'd open this door for me. I think that it'd be better for everyone if we keep this situation peaceful.
Ryan?
Brian B. You don't know him.
Okay.
You've never heard that name before.
I think he wants to talk about our Lord and Savior.
I'm sorry, but my friend isn't feeling well right now, so...
Let me put it this way. I am with Nightmare. I'm asking you to open up this door, or I will break it down.
All right.
I whispered to Nick, I can either get us out of here, or we could just open the door and see what's going on. Your choice.
Open the door.
You open the door. He's standing there. His hands are folded over. I'm assuming you're opening it only a little bit.
Yes.
He reaches down into his pocket and pulls out his badge. Nicholas Warrenborn. I believe you have Solomon Royce in there as well. Your
I'm sorry, but my name is Tom.
You're back. You're back to normal.
You look like you.
All right.
On the weekends, my name is
I'm gonna
Tom.
have to ask you to come with us. We'd prefer to do this quietly, rather than make a scene, if you don't mind.
Can I ask what this is about?
We have some questions for your party.
About what? I'm sorry. We haven't been in town for a while, so we're not familiar with if there's been any incidents.
We know that you have been directly linked to a few different incidents. One is the incident that took place in Kalmia a couple weeks ago, which is the death of 3 major lords at the Braxter party, the Braxter Manor. We also know that you were and your associates were staying at the Twiddlewink estate for a couple weeks while in Kalmia, and Jordan's Braxter's body was found dead in front of that house, along with the house being burned down. We also know that you, the 6 of you, were somehow involved with the stealing of a sword from a bar called The Grasp across town. And we have reason to believe that you are potentially responsible for the murder of a citizen, Blaze Hanville.
I'm signaling to Nick. I'm like, doorway. We can go out.
Listen. I am a second to, I believe you've met him, Jemin Fallback. I'm one of his agents. Part of our cell is surrounding this building as we speak. So, again, we ask this, that you come quietly and we can have a conversation. If not, you may do what you will, but
look at those spells.
We will we will certainly put you not. We want to take you alive because we have several questions, but we'd like to not do this a difficult way of having to beat you down and then bring you in.
Ellie's brutality.
All right, let us get our things. Close the door for a sec. Door.
Fuck, where do I go?
So, okay, yeah, where do you go in 50 feet?
Oh, you only have 50 feet.
Right? It's a 50-foot space that you can open it up. Yep. So where are you putting it at?
Fuck, knowing Aerilaya.
Yeah, we'll get to Aerilaya in a second. So you need to decide where you're gonna put it at, and then I'll start because this has been a couple minutes of him talking. So Aerilaya will have already been moving.
I'm gonna shoot out into the middle of the drinking room.
Okay.
First.
Okay. So Nick, you watch. Yeah, you watch as Roy moves his hand, and like the shimmering light starts on the base and starts opening up, and then expands into like this rectangle doorway, and on the other side you can see every like the tavern room, and that a bunch of people look back as this because this appears on both sides, and you can it's basically warping those two spaces next to each other, so anyone can pass either way. So you guys are going through it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys start going.
Do I see these fucks?
Nope,
I
sure don't, because you're outside already. So
No,
we'll get back
I
to
said I
you.
was going to go upstairs.
She's going upstairs.
Oh, you said you're following him upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, so
she would have heard
yes,
this guy talking to us.
Midway through the conversation, you would have heard. You make a stealth check for me.
Aerilaya.
Ooh, 17. That's over 20.
17 total?
No.
Oh, with that.
Natural 17 plus
Okay.
5, so 22.
Okay. So you see, you don't think you're detected. You see Nick shut the door. And what do you do?
Do I make any
gonna
noise
stand
with my spell?
in the staircase for a little bit.
In a room, is there a window?
Yeah.
There would have been.
Probably on the front side of the building.
Oh, I can hold this open.
I am going to
like it's like shuttered close, we'll say. Like it's not like a glass window because this is a low end place, so it's just like wooden shutters and they're closed right now.
Oh, so you could open the window. Yeah.
Okay. What's in the room currently?
A shitty bed and a nightstand.
Nightstand. Is there like any lighting, like candlesticks?
I'll say yeah, a candle.
A candle with a brazier, or
with a little
like
drip,
a candle holder.
Yeah, like with a drip
bottle of
pan and
wine
stuff like
ready
that.
for
Yeah.
us.
All right. I want to throw it so it makes a commotion on the other side of the room while we leave.
Okay. So you throw the thing.
Trying to aim for the window.
Oh, you're aiming for the window that's shut, or you want to throw it out the window?
Does it? God damn it! I don't know.
The windows are shut, so it's like wooden shutters. They're shuttered close. They're latched close right now. There's no glass.
Latched.
So you could open up the shutters and look out the window and throw the candle.
Also, the Doctor Strange portal hole in the middle of the common area.
Never mind. All right, let's go.
So you guys start walking through the door, and Aerilaya, you're just like staring at this guy. So you guys are in the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are looking at you and like, what the? And one of the barkeeps is like, "Hey, no magic in my bar."
I'm guessing I hear this at this point.
Yeah, you definitely hear it. You know who else hears it? You know who else hears it? As you see.
Yeah, I know.
You watch
I'm
though.
running towards
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Do you have a door?
You start going.
Door?
Oh man,
make
we're about to
a
fucking
make a
pour all
make
this shit.
make a perception check real quick.
Me?
Who?
Yeah, Aerilaya, make an examination check real quick, or eavesdropping, because it's more of listening.
Oh God.
Just if you can hear it over the commotion of everything else.
13 plus 5.
We're about to
18.
jump for this shit.
So you hear, as you're kind of heading down the stairs, you hear him open the door, and you hear the window shutters open up as you're coming down the stairs, and you hear him yell, "Looks like we're doing this the hard way, boys."
Fuck.
Out the window. So, okay.
mhm.
So, you guys are sitting in the middle of the inn now. Aerilaya comes bursting down the staircase in her cloak.
Okay, close that portal immediately.
Okay.
Then if she's coming down the
Yeah,
stairs.
yeah. I assume you closed it as soon as you guys got out of the doorway.
I was keeping it open just in case, but yeah, that when she's there, boom, close.
Yeah, well, you guys would have seen, like, him, like, start running into the room. So,
Oh yeah, that's right. Slam.
Next one,
All right.
please.
You're shooting us 50 feet down the street.
okay, so,
Just from what I've known.
okay.
Just from what I've known, because I don't know if I can
yeah,
go in
sure.
random direction, right?
Sure, make a knowledge check for me. This is just to see how accurate you are with
Away
it.
from Beef.
No, I was going back towards town, into town more.
Yeah, you guys are kind of towards, like, pretty close to the docks, so.
Right, and I'm
But
trying to get away from.
You're trying to get onto the street.
Yeah, more to the street so there's more cover. And people.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
This is a 10 for knowledge.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so you open up this.
Just like,
You open up this doorway. Yeah, you're just
Not
like,
ready
you're
for
just
this.
like, nope. And you're like, a new doorway. And like, you can see some people are just kind of like moving back away from you now. Yeah, so you open up this doorway. So the way that it works is like, if you're looking at one side, right, you're looking from one side of the doorway on the other side. Whereas if you're looking at the other side, you're looking at the other way.
Mhm.
Aerilaya, you don't see anything. Looks like an open street to you. Too open of a street. Roy, you on the other side see a small group, I would say between 5 men and women in black coats, and about 25 different skeleton units
as
on
I
this
see
street.
that.
And they look at you as you open this doorway.
So
And a few of the
even
skeletons-
50 feet away, they
few-
are completely surrounding.
50
feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have 50 feet.
I'm
So the
gonna
skeletons are moving towards that doorway as you open
I'm gonna
it now.
try to push them back as I come forward. I just try to move them back. Go
Okay.
back through the doorway.
Oh, you're like pulling them away from the doorway.
No, so I went through first. I see that.
Yeah, and so you
I'm gonna
stop
go
them from
back
coming
through
through.
the
You're just
doorway,
like,
and I'm gonna try
"Nope."
to stop them and push them back in.
Okay, let's just see. Why don't you go ahead and roll an initiative check for me?
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Maybe not. 16.
I rolled a 19.
Oh no.
So one of the enforcers is
Oh,
going to try to
no.
grab you as you're trying to pull back into the doorway.
I refuse.
Go ahead and make a wrestling check for me. Don't worry, they're not as good at it as the other
I would hope not.
the
Wrestling,
creature.
huh?
Yep.
Which is athletics.
Yeah, we
Yep.
worked on our athletics earlier.
It's true. We worked on our athletics early. Do you remember that, Gavin?
Sure did. What'd you get?
Do I get advantage?
Nope.
No.
Bye.
You rolled that one.
Or
As you guys as Roy runs out the doorway,
little hands just grab me.
it's like the skeletons are moving, but one of the black cloaked coat figures grabs you and pulls you in and kind of like puts you into like basically a headlock. And like starts dragging you away from the doorway.
I'm gonna follow him through.
All right,
Yep.
so you follow them through. Okay. Nick, you following in too?
Yep.
All right. Let's roll initiative for you two now.
I Well, I'm going willingly at this point.
Oh, you're just like giving up, like hands up type thing.
I'm giving my
Okay.
I'm giving my hands.
Okay. So
we're 3 against 30 from what we could see through a doorway.
Yeah, go ahead and make an examination check for me as you guys come out onto the street.
I got this, guys. I got this.
A lot.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
as you start to notice, you look around, and they have formed a solid perimeter on this side of the building. From your assumptions, you can make out that they have surrounded the entirety of the building and probably have a perimeter out a few blocks away from here as well. They've been following you all day.
Even with a 20.
You actually guys got away for a very long time until Nick said his name on the boat.
Damn it!
That was
you dumb fuck.
They've been combing the town for you basically. That's when they rolled I think I rolled a natural 19 and they have a +4 for
Just because Adrian's an idiot.
God.
But after they got your trail on that, they've been following you since that point. So, after a little bit, he's still holding Roy, he's kind of got one of your right arm kind of pinned back and still has in a light headlock. He's not choking you out, but he's just he's holding you firmly.
You don't need to hold the skinny kid that hard.
Yeah, he's pretty fragile.
I just want to make sure that he doesn't get away. And you see as he the other guy walks out. Oh, good. Yes. Why don't you go ahead and manacle that one, please? Make sure the cuffs bind magic for me. You got my coat, and one of the others hand over a black coat to him, and he puts it on.
Do you want to keep running?
A little late for
Aren't
that,
you
buddy.
manacled at this point?
No, they're putting on manacles right now.
No.
I'm not.
You are currently bound, and you cannot cast spells. So you can attempt to break the manacles, but you can't cast magic at the point because they've for Roy. You two are still free. Now listen, I can manacle both of you two. I know, Aerilaya, you are a spellcaster, but I'd prefer to do this politely. So, are you going to come willingly? Or do I have to bind all of you?
I think I've already made it clear that I'm not going to do anything.
All right,
if
escort
I wanted
them.
to, I would have blown you guys up already.
You sure would have tried. Let's bring him in. So,
so many options.
You had lots of options, but they were very well prepared for you. They have been looking for you for several days.
So upset right now.
They basically have been looking for you since the murder of Blaze.
Yep.
So you guys are escorted across. It's pretty late already. It's 10. So the streets are relatively quieting down, but you get some looks because this is a small battalion of troops escorting you. There's 25 different skeletons who are taken off by a couple, so they're reduced in numbers to we'll say to 10. A few of the black coats go elsewhere, but there's 5 of them and 10 skeletons escorting you to across the city. They take you past the school up to this courtyard with several it's this large area basically with several different barracks looking structures. Gravekeeper's Rise is here. This is the military section of the city. You are then escorted into one of the buildings. You assume this to be Nightmare's headquarters, and you guys are taken downstairs, we'll say 1 level.
Was I blindfolded?
No.
I will remember this building.
Okay. You will remember this building. And you guys are kind of basically put into like a police interrogation room, basically.
Together?
The 3 of you together, yes.
Do I still have manacles on?
Yes, you do.
Motherfuckers.
In fact, there, Brian Griff is like, chain him to the table, please.
Fuck you, Linen.
Oh no.
It was
Now,
again.
Brian. The last time I checked, you didn't have any teleportation spells, Aerilaya. I don't believe we have that on file for you. Although the doorway's new from you, but
I don't know a teleportation spell.
okay. Well, we will be back to speak in a second. I have someone in particular looking to talk to you.
I wonder how the others are doing. Can't be worse than us.
Oh, I can't wait to see that video.
Little do they know that they're experts at stealthing, blending in. They know a million different languages. They'll never see them again.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, what's up?
They're definitely not going to a location that's controlled by the military.
No,
Sure
No.
are.
not at all.
Definitely not.
Nope.
Aerilaya, can you pick this lock?
I can't pick shit right now.
You're not bound.
I'm
not?
bound.
Only
I'm the only one bound to the
Roy is
table.
bound to the table right now.
Oh, you can just hang out there for a minute.
Okay. You guys have you have some time if you want to do anything.
I didn't ask
But
you to be my
you-
dominatrix.
You are in the middle of headquarters.
I break my locks.
Oh,
my
do you have the oh shit button?
No, I do not have the ocean.
Oh, I forgot. I thought you took that one. That would have been really great for this
I was
situation.
real close.
That would have been really great for this
You
situation.
guys don't know what the oh shit button is, but
Oh, yes,
Yes,
I do.
because she talked about
Gavin tried to
yeah.
sell me on it, and I said, nah, I don't need that.
I was close to taking it as well.
Would have been great. Would have been great.
I still break them with my mighty strength.
Mm-hmm.
Well-
They're pretty solid.
No roll.
No. These are made to hold prisoners of high
Did
caliber.
they take our weapons? My shield.
I would
her-
say they asked
your
you to part
daggers.
with your weapons. Yes.
Okay.
I want
Do
that
they- do
back.
they-
Oh,
I will
Not
give them
your-
my mace.
Not your
Would they-
equipment. Not your full equipment. Just your weapons.
I'd give them one set of throwing knives.
Okay.
Because I
Go ahead
have
and make a sleight of hand check for me.
I'm gonna want
It's
that
a
spear back. Fucker.
natural 19
Okay, that's plenty.
plus.
You've judging from your background, you've probably hidden one of your sets has probably been hidden anyway. I will say it's your weaker set though, because
Yeah,
you would
my
generally not have
non-enchanted
that one out.
ones.
Yeah,
Do you consider a shield a weapon?
they
I
would
use this to protect others.
they would take your shield too.
I'm
Alright.
biting the chains.
They
You're
taste
gonna
like
break
metal.
a tooth.
Yeah, you will chip a tooth before you break this metal. It's enchanted
it.
metal. You guys spend probably a good half an hour in here before the door finally opens again.
Do
And
we
then
want to get
shuts.
our story straight beforehand?
Yep. So if you guys want to talk, now's the chance.
Can I take a peek around before we start talking?
Sure.
Make sure there aren't any like holes in the walls or anything where they could listen to us.
It doesn't seem like there's any holes in the wall or anything.
But
Any magic
anything that they
spellcraft
could
stuff?
listen to us through.
No. Go ahead and make the magical arts check for me, Roy.
Okay.
Well,
Oh.
I was gonna say because Royce brought that up quick.
Did you just
Magical-
drop that with
magical,
while
yeah.
wearing manacles?
What'd you roll?
Yeah.
19.
Woo.
17 plus 2.
Currently, you don't see anything
Yeah. I
watching,
tried.
trying to listen in on you, but you assume that there's a very easy way that they could do that. You actually see up in one corner, there's like almost like a etched runes of an enchantment that would allow them to listen in if they wanted to. But they are like there's like a sigil there, basically, like it's an arcane sigil, basically like enchanted into the wall.
Unless you want to break that, and I point to the sigil with my head. I think the truth is going to be the best bet.
We'll just tell him the truth. And I wink very hard at Nick. Very hard.
I headbutt him.
Does he catch my drift?
I'm making an insight check to see if he catches our fucking drift.
I guess. I don't know.
17!
Do you catch the drift? He seems like he catches your drift. We'll see what happens because we'll see. So, after about half an hour,
great talking, guys.
A small figure walks into the room, carrying a few sets of papers, like lots of different like scrolls and stuff like that, holding in one arm.
Like my message spell, I am required by law to have at least one message spell.
I don't think that's going to be necessary, Solomon Royce.
Oh my.
You know this figure, Roy. You've met him before.
Oh.
This is Gemin Fallback. Or that was his name, right? Yeah.
I don't see him enter because he's so short.
So he gets over to the table, pulls up the chair, sits down, sets some of the scrolls and kind of like sets the scrolls across. I must say, you lot have been relatively difficult to find now that you've been in town for a little bit, but you leave a really bright trail behind you.
I look at Nick.
You can thank the chained one for that.
Oh, I wasn't just talking about the gateways. I was talking about just everything you guys are doing. It's
chained not for long.
So what?
I was talking about the disguise spell that he put on us that made us walking blue highlighters.
Oh, yeah.
True.
I mean, it would have been much faster to bring you in if it hadn't taken us hours to figure out where you guys were. That was quite the trick. You seem to have left for a few days or something like that. Isn't that correct? Surprised you even came back at all after everything that's happened.
Yeah, we have business here and there.
Oh, yes. The other group is... They had some stuff, too.
Selling our goods.
So, let's see. Pulls over one scroll, unrolls it. Solomon Royce.
I got enough spell slots for Starfall.
I'm not... Are you saying that out loud?
No.
I'm whispering it to Nick, which is pretty obvious.
Please
I
no.
wouldn't recommend
You're
that.
manacled.
I wouldn't recommend that. Although, if you promise to be good, I will let you out of the chains. He lets you out of the manacles. You're free. You could cast magic right now if you wanted to.
I cast instant death.
On yourself.
On myself.
Just a little cyanide pill.
Just look at my options here real quick.
Sure.
I'll be nice for now.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's in. Sorry, I'm looking for a few of the. I need to look up a few things first.
I rub my wrist very exaggerately, like in his face. Like
You're just like.
I'm like hurting my wrists more rubbing them than what the mannequins did.
Bringing up a few extra sheets of stuff.
How obvious is it to start a focus spell on Stunlight?
Very obvious.
Just like a general question. Okay.
It's a giant bright light of sun in your hand. You can make if you had silent spell, you could potentially get away with it, but it would grow brighter and brighter underneath the table. So
I cast light. It's so dark in here.
Stop.
So, Solomon Royce, son of the Aher Vashir of the... Well, your father's not the leader of the Neighborhood Watch, right? He's the second. He's one of the higher ranking members.
He's high up.
Yeah, I believe he's the second, like a captain or something like that. I have to look up the military ranking specifically. but
If he
he's
wasn't
like
leader. Yeah, he was like number 2.
he's one of the number 2s. Interesting that you're in our kingdom. Can you explain that to me?
I think I would have documentation from Welsh of my mission, maybe. Would you like
you
just
would
written down,
you
like,
would
in
yeah, I
general
was gonna
what the
say
mission
you
would
might
be?
have like a handwritten paperwork thing of it, like
Right.
like you could
Major
pull it out.
Welsh.
Yeah, you pull out a form and like a little scroll of like information, stuff like that, and hand it over.
Don't judge. You're judging.
I am judging.
Fuck you.
This is some mythical item that doesn't even exist. We don't even have that here.
I was first here to try to find information about where it could be.
He was making a sense and 10 check.
Yeah, well, I was making some check. It wasn't good.
A gesture. Check.
Actually, give me a second.
We should probably all bring up our back stories.
Is this... That's what I just did for you. Is this why you were really here, was to follow this missive? I need you to roll an intelligence saving throw for me.
Oh, no.
You mean a knowledge?
No, an
No,
intelligent
actually, straight up
saving throw,
stats.
yes.
Oh, God. All right. Fuck, not a wisdom? That's a 10.
Yeah. You have to truthfully answer this question. Yes or no. So yes, you are following this missive.
Okay, I was like, well, yes, initially.
Yeah, that's what you were saying here. That's basically
Yeah.
what he was asking you. That's really interesting. And also doesn't make any sense.
You see, like, Sullivan just, like, you can tell he's very clearly upset because he also knows this mission was just a...
Like fake out. We'll come back to you. Aerilaya. Or let me just double check that knowledge roll they had. It's not your real name though, is it?
Everybody has another name that they tend to go by on missions.
Let's go. Yeah.
But you're not on a mission right now. You are
Not right now.
on the run from the Black Rose, who you were formerly a part of, correct? Your
I was.
documentation and information was the most difficult for me to gather after Kalmia, just so you know. Second most difficult. One person I had quite a bit of trouble with. Azariah Zelith.
That is not how you say it.
How do you say your last name?
Zyla.
Zyla?
Xyleth.
Xyleth?
Xyleth.
Why do
yes.
the elven names have to be so difficult to pronounce?
Because.
As she corrects him, I just... Yeah! Wait, what? That's not your real name?
No.
No, you knew that.
I did not.
He did not.
I knew.
Well, you didn't know what my real name was, but you knew that Aerilaya was not my real name.
So, former member of Black Rose, some kind of failed mission from them involving your partner or something along those lines for an assassination job in this kingdom. Is that correct? Is that where you ended out?
That is correct.
Nicholas
You guys all have
Warrenborn.
such cool things to do.
Seeker of the Paths. You know, it's weird you've never really been here before. Now that you are here, you seem to have run into a bunch of people that seem to get you involved in not the best of situations. I see that you have a relatively clean record other than this, traveling around a lot of different places, helping people. So, something to do with Blaze? Is that what happened? You had some kind of prior beef with him and you just wanted to take him out?
I started here looking for information about finding some lost children. I heard that there might be some information here, and then I found out that Blaze was a part of the uh, uh, slave trade group, the Pale Riders. So, and I got the information, and yeah.
He was. I just want you all to know this, that he was already on watch. He was on our watch list. You all are a problem that I have to figure out how to deal with.
Well, we were just planning on leaving, so if you would just let us go to our ship, we'll be out of your hair.
Yeah, I
No.
don't think that's going to be...
No, we're not?
We did do you a favor.
True. Which favor did we do him?
Yeah, which favor did you do me?
Well, obviously this Blaze was a threat to you.
Where do we start?
How was he a threat to us, to anyone here? He was under surveillance. He had done no slave trading in our sovereign soil, so we have no legal authority to arrest him on any means.
But he was kind of an asshole.
Being an asshole is not a crime, last time I checked.
Well, that's one thing this group is not his pardon for, at least.
You're on the douche list.
You know, we get things done. I think, we could work something out.
Yeah.
Work something out.
Yeah. Do some jobs here and there that aren't worth your time.
I look over at her like, where are you going with this? Yeah, do you need a king to be slain? Like what?
He unfurls a scroll and slides it over to you. You start looking through it, and it's information they had on Jordan Braxer. We were closing in on this case already. You realize that, right? And you know what else?
No, we absolutely did not know about this beforehand.
That's a shame, because he's dead now, and I've lost all of my leads towards this Red Cloak cult that's going on.
We have... Yes. So if you want more information about that, Jordan Braxer showed up at the estate.
I've already debriefed Twiddlewink on this. I already know what happened at the estate. He was very forthcoming.
He attacked us.
Oh, I'm well aware that he attacked you after you killed his brother.
That was not us.
That was not the three of us in this room.
Yes, you're correct. It was he pulls over another piece, starts looking through. Leon Ballar, codename Ghost, of the Lamric Foundation, on an unauthorized mission to our kingdom. I already contacted the Lamric Foundation, by the way. His was not the hardest. They were not particularly happy.
So was it Eldoran that was the most difficult?
No, it was not.
Ellie?
Of course it was Ellie. Out of character. It's because she was part of the resistance. She's been quiet this entire time. they've been keeping her secret the entire time.
Gotcha.
I just
Can we make that
Going back in.
connection?
Okay.
Can we actually make that connection though, or
I don't know. Make a knowledge check for culture check, I guess. All of you can make a culture check.
Nothing. 8.
18
I guess
What's culture under
knowledge?
knowledge? So that's a 16.
With the
No,
16
17 total.
with the 17 and the 18, I will say that judging by what Ellie has told you, it'd make the most sense and putting together the wanted poster, the wanted poster that was from earlier that doesn't have her name on it.
Right.
She was probably the hardest person to track down information about because she's not on record in somewhere where they can infiltrate very easily.
Yeah,
Like
definitely wasn't me.
the Emerald
My father
Resistance is very tight knit. Like Black Rose would definitely like sell information to them if it was in their benefit, and the Lamric Foundation is not necessarily opposed to working with them, especially with an unauthorized mission and stuff like that. So, why murder 3 lords? That's a mess I have to clean up.
Ghost on that because we asked him the same fucking question.
Okay.
Listen,
you are all involved, whether you want to be or not. You're all accomplices.
I was getting chased by a cougar. All right,
that's has nothing to do with anything. Don't worry about him.
Listen, the Braxters were already under criminal investigation. The younger brother was a serial killer, which we were had basically gotten all our evidence together on. We were just trying to hunt down and had prevented his latest murder. We were trying to hunt down whether or not where this cloak cult was coming from and what connections he had to it. Because there's been a few other spottings of these red cloak people throughout the kingdom. And I have no idea about them. And now I have no leads. That's a big problem. Second big problem.
I have a DM question.
I have a DM answer.
Maybe.
Can Aerilaya put together the pieces that she knows about the Red Cloaks to get a sense that it's followers of Momus?
Depends. What do you think she knows? Do you think she can put that together?
I think that she can put it together.
Then
I mean, I'm dumb.
Then I would say
I know it.
Then I would say if you think that she could put it together, then yeah, you guys have evidence. So.
Mm-hmm.
Cloaks of Knives, Mistress of Murder. That's what I've written down.
Mm-hmm.
Cult of Knives.
Well, I know
9 demons.
I know a lot more about it than your character would.
Yeah,
that's probably accurate.
It is 100% accurate. I promise.
Now the other thing is this Matthias Conyer was also under investigation, and now I've got nothing.
The Conyers have been under investigation. Now that is extremely surprising, seeing that they run this entire nation.
Not all Conyers are the top. I'm not investigating the king. I'm not investigating the council or anything like that. I'm investigating one of their members. The family has, once it took over the kingdom, took on many different, adopted essentially many necromancers into the family. So many necromancers have lines that are Conyer. They are Conyers. Matthias was one of the ones that came out of nowhere. I hadn't had any. He said he'd come from a more northern region and hadn't really had any specific background. He had plenty of clean paperwork. Everything was in order, but didn't feel right. And as soon as I started to track it down, there was no history, no background, I couldn't find anything. Any of the people that I went to, everything led to something else. It was like I had been backtrailed. It was very thorough. That lead is gone.
From Ulgan?
Well,
huh?
The Conyers aren't from Brathland, right?
They're from Brathland originally.
Oh, but they adopt as well.
They
Like the
they
Oath of
took in
Ogres.
necromancers to fill out the family more. To make it like it's kind of like a ruling class name almost. Like they are a family, but they're also like nobility in a way where they
Gotcha.
just
I thought
bring
it was
in.
like the
It's not quite like the
Logan clan.
yeah,
or the,
that's a
like,
little different.
Northern Agent.
It's more of like when they first started, like the necromancers that kind of took over the kingdom, like all of them kind of became the Conyers, and so it was like a bunch of them, and then like it's just expanded, But they're not like common, but
Right.
enough where someone could fake their way in if they needed to from a distant line.
Right.
Well, I'm not able to help you with information on the Conyer person. I may or may not have some leads on the red cloaked cult.
And we can talk about the Braxers as well. I along with Eldoran tracked down one of the people who were shipping out body parts, and we informed them about that.
We know.
So
we're well aware of that.
Yes.
We've done a lot of investigation. You've kept me running around for the last 2 weeks. You see these bags under my eyes?
Mm-hmm.
That's from you guys.
You look like shit.
Thank you.
And you saw
the thing.
This is from Second Recollection. You saw the red cloaks down the red cloak in the Braxer estate. If I remember right, Leon saw that first in the estate, and he connected that and saw that one of our other people, Ellie, was very near one of the people who could have been the red cloaks.
Listen, I don't think you understand my point. You aren't gods among men.
Oh, God, no.
You have broken many of our laws instead of coming to the proper authorities and letting us deal with the situation instead and taking it into your own hands. That is the problem here. We would have gladly taken your information on the Braxers and on Blaze if we needed to.
I felt like I suggested that at some point.
Other than Blaze, from what we saw and what we have from witness testimony, the Blaze situation was a murder of passion. As it seems that you guys came to get information from him about these kids that you were trying to find. You are not above the law. You're not even the only one of you that's a citizen is maybe the gnome. The rest of you aren't even citizens of Houghton. You can't just go around breaking down doors whenever you want and killing people. There are consequences. Also stealing stuff. Although that's not as big of a deal as this murdering thing. Like, the sword could have been replaced. Honestly, I don't even care. It's like a couple hundred gold pieces.
Honestly, I don't think I've broken one law.
You're all accomplices. So.
According to this guy, we're all at fault here.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want from us?
I'll take that information on the Red Cloaks. That might help me be able to do something. At least maybe I can say that you are unofficially associated with us in some way. That's the first thing I want. This is the first part of this deal. The second part of this deal, and this is for my ears only. I want you all to accept one reveal check on each of you. I will make you reveal something about yourself. It's for me. I am likely to become the next Sorry, I just made this name today.
I revealed that I gotta go to the fucking bathroom real bad.
I'm likely to be the next Dreambreaker, leader of Nightmare. And
hot shit.
I have access to materials, but I need something from you to make it worth my time.
Would a magic missile destroy the thing that's in the corner that people can hear?
Are you looking at that thing?
Yeah.
He's very his examination's like I think a total of like a +7.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I will make sure that is off and destroyed, and then we'll replace it later.
I can do it.
And we will be pardoned of all of our crimes?
I can't promise that. I can
we
promise.
We will be pardoned for most of our crimes.
I can sweep the sword
95%.
thing. I can sweep the sword thing. The blaze handle thing has already been mostly swept under the rug anyway. The Braxers won't be a problem to sweep under the rugs. The next time you come to Houghton, you need to be careful.
What if I get you
give me 1 second
on the Conyers?
And he like goes up and like touches the symbol, and you see it just like it goes black, basically. It goes from white to black.
What do you do?
I shut it off.
Yeah, no, but like, what do you do?
He basically like dispelled it.
Okay.
That was cool. What do you have information on?
So what if I could get you information on the Conyers?
What information?
They're from Braxton.
Brathlin,
not Braxton.
I am well aware they're from Brathlin. I don't care about the General Conyers. I care about Matthias Conyer.
Well, I might be able to contact some people at the Knights, or not the Knights Watch.
The neighborhood.
The neighborhood watch.
I mean, if you can get me information on that over time, I would be much appreciated on that. It would definitely make it easier for me to.
But would that get rid of all of our crimes?
Look the other way when you come back into the kingdom? Look, there's no way in any shape. You killed a lord of a town. There's no way in any shape or form that I'm going to be able to make it all disappear magically. What I'm offering you is a unofficial disappearing act from here. If you come back, you will be watched by my agents. You will keep in contact with them. You're basically on parole in my kingdom from us, and you will not be conspicuous. And no more murdering people randomly. I don't care if you're attacked like you were by Joran. If you would have waited for that, then by all means, that's self-defense. I'm not gonna. It's a legal issue, but we know what he did. That's a different story. But no more breaking into houses and murdering citizens. No more killing lords at parties. And no more, love of God, just no more stealing swords. I cannot tell you how much he complained to me about that sword. I literally gave him the gold to replace it. I don't even care. It's a couple hundred gold pieces. He can get a better one enchanted now. Or it's a relic. He doesn't even use it. Anyway. I'm offering you an unofficial way out. This isn't going to be on any records. We never had this conversation. You were never officially pardoned in any way. Just some of this stuff disappears. And if you want to keep my goodwill in the future, when you come into my kingdom, bring me information or you keep me informed about things going on.
Well, that would mean I'd have to contact my father, which I don't want to do. So we'll see.
Anything that could affect Houghton and its people, you let me know.
I think we have a deal.
Deal?
Check him first.
Sure. You want to intent check him?
Just to
go
see
ahead.
if he's actually telling the truth that he's going to be the next leader of.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
18.
He's definitely telling you the truth. Make a no. You didn't. You already failed the nightmare check. So,
Nightmare check.
you check the nightmare history check. I was gonna let
yeah.
you get information, but you already failed that check earlier. So, all right. So first, red cloaks. Who are they?
As you
I
divulge that information, I'm gonna go to the little boys' room.
I have reason to believe that they are a part of the cult of Momus. We've seen them multiple times since a couple months ago, a month ago.
Their actual name was the Cloak of Daggers.
The Cult of Knives, I believe.
Cult of Knives.
Yeah, you've seen them. It's been a couple.
They-
I would say it's been. I'd have to do an actual calculation, but I think it's been like a month and a half.
Yeah, a couple months since we first started seeing them. They find, or at least Jorn in particular, finds pleasure in killing gnomes in particular, which was why we were very worried about Ellie's safety.
Is that a trait they all share? Have you run into more of these?
We've run into multiple groups of them. I know for sure that Jorn has this, but I'm not sure that that is the same for every member of the Cult of Momus.
Keep in mind of your shadow experience, your nightshade. So you would know that they enjoy killing. It doesn't necessarily mean that's a specific thing.
Yes.
Anything else you can tell me
about
them?
You can assume that they enjoy killing because they are.
They follow the goddess of murder and death.
Yeah.
I'm yes. That.
Yeah.
I didn't realize she still had worshippers, but that could be a very difficult problem. Do you know headquarters, locations, anything?
I know that at least one former member of the Black Rose was a part of it.
Do you have reason to suspect more than one member?
I would say if there's one, there could be multiple.
So somewhere potentially in... You were based in... Amathor?
Yes.
So
Roy comes back from
potentially
the
based in
door
Amathor.
to the bathroom. Oh, that was great.
Based in Amathor. Okay, anything else you can tell me about them? Is that it?
I think that's most of it. It's what I can remember right now.
Well, wasn't the goddess like in one of your dreams? This is outside of character, of course.
That's Ellie's dream, not mine.
So
I thought
Ellie dreams of the scary blood lady with the red cloaks, not me.
Yep, that's Ellie.
Great grandmother.
Fair enough. Are you... If you've had multiple run-ins with these, are you planning on locating them at any point?
Currently, no. It's not out of the question in the future.
We currently have other priorities for our other co-ops, teammates, whatever you want to call them. That's one of the reasons why we were leaving, potentially. But we weren't planning on searching for them. Although I would like a little revenge, but I try to keep that down.
Currently, it's not high on our priority list, but I would like to, at some point, do some more digging.
Keep me informed on the goings on with them, and especially if you find any locations. We would be potentially willing to offer assistance in removing this threat.
Does anyone else need to use the restroom before I close the portal?
Please.
Oh my
no.
God.
Stop. Did you know, you son of a bitch?
All right, I'll take that.
You said you wanted information about any potential threats.
Correct.
Are you aware of the mountain in Kalmia, with what resides in there.
The gem mines, the metal mines. What are you talking about?
There's a city deep, deep in the mountain, and it is. I believe It used to be a place for ancient dwarves, ancient gnomes.
It was ancient
but
dwarves.
Ancient dwarves, but it is now filled with demons.
Like, are we talking about like demon kin or like
Demons.
Hey, stupid.
he looks at you.
Please, look at me. You can even cast your spell. By all means, I won't resist.
Are you telling the truth? He has a spell on you, and I'm assuming you auto fail.
Yep.
And you can have to answer yes or no. So
there is a city in the mountain of Kalmia full of demons that is currently being protected by one gigantic construct.
It's
automaton.
Very difficult to believe, but you definitely aren't lying. So I have to believe at least that's what you believe it to be. But I will.
We all saw it.
Where do you know where the entrance or location around this is?
It was the mountain that's facing Twiddlewing's house, yes?
It was a little south of Twiddlewing's house. Yeah.
Yeah.
There, one of the exits was closed off while we left.
So you close the like entrance exit to it.
Exit, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we got through it within a day or two from one of the mine shafts.
Okay. I'll send some people to potentially investigate that. That could be a problem. You didn't report this to anyone else?
Yes, I very much try to report it to Kalmia authorities.
Kalmia authorities. Well, if this pulls out to be true, they are going to get their asses handed to them.
They just laughed. I very much tried. They didn't believe me or Eldoran.
Should have at least brought you in for interrogation check, just to make sure. All right. Anything else?
I believe Leon has more information on the conjurer that you're looking for, or he has weird, very strange magic. I don't know the specifics about it, but Leon has had more of a run-in with him than us.
Good to know. All right. Anything else you guys can tell me?
Besides the reveal check?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Oh, we did see there was a group of masked figures, white masks.
I think that was the neighbor.
That was not the cult.
Was that the Night Watch?
There's one with a red cloak.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
White face. We saw them as we were leaving one of the smaller towns. Tharum.
Yeah.
They've escaped our borders. Okay. They killed 3 priests of the Smiling Goddess before they left. All in relatively horrific ways. I believe they escaped into the north. Into Uglon.
Oh, okay.
So,
have you heard of anything else coming out of Brathlin, news-wise?
What specifically?
Just in general. This is to DM. I had a letter from a friend from Brathlin saying things were getting weird, I thought.
I've heard rumors that group has been bouncing between borders and assassinating priests, catching enforcers of the church and other members of the church, generally speaking, not just church goers, but actual members of the church in transit between areas, and performing assassinations. They seem to be highly effective and efficient in what they do. We have belief that whoever their leader is has military training. So.
Interesting.
So.
I believe that's all we know.
Okay. Are any of you going to try to resist? This is Gavin talking. Okay.
Resist what?
No.
No.
I will go to
on
Nick
what?
first. He will cast Reveal. And with that, I got to make sure. I got to get the right sheet. You are forced to give over a secret you are hiding. So something secretive.
This has to be off record and only you know about it.
This is off record. I mean, he shut it off and everything like that. Only the people in this room are going to hear it. You feel this magical compulsion start to, like, almost drag it out of you.
My last name isn't Warrenborn. It's Riverbloom.
Nicholas Riverbloom. That is quite handy information.
I just don't associate with that last name anymore.
Judging by the file that we found on you, that's not surprising. But it's good to know information about this for people. All right, Aerilaya.
Let me get up my character sheet quick.
Similar feeling. You feel this almost like magical compulsion come over you to want to reveal something secretive about yourself.
Aerilaya?
Aerilaya.
Aerilaya
Oh, Aerilaya.
is her real name. The former member of the Black Rose that I know of that was a part of the cult. Her name is Oriel Valro, and she was my partner.
Good to know. And you, Solomon Royce? He casts Reveal on you. Are you going to try to resist?
I try to resist.
Okay. Make a D20 check.
Adding in anything?
Your intelligent. Let me double check it. I believe it's intelligence. It is an intelligence saving throw. So it is a saving throw. Oh, but you didn't take that one. You took the other one.
Yeah. And I already used it. Oh shit. It was 13.
23.
Jesus. Need a natural 20, even then.
He rolled really high, and he has a +6. So.
Ouchie. Let's see.
It only has to be one thing.
There was an assassination attempt on my father that ended up killing my brother and my mother instead.
That was definitely covered up because I've never heard about any attack on your father from all the information I've gathered on him recently.
Happened 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Fair enough. You will all be escorted to cells now. But I think you'll find that you'll be able to make your way to the ship you're supposed to leave on with a little bit of help. I would recommend you give the captain a little extra tomorrow to leave a little early.
We will do that.
Good.
So you guys are escorted out and then down into cells. You guys are basically like escorted a few levels down. There's like a bunch of different levels of cells. It looks like you guys are going deeper and deeper underground. Before you leave him, before I turn this back on, I need you to make it believable. Do you understand? I don't want anyone dead. If you take out a few undead servants, but yeah,
found our way out.
Make it believable. And
so undead are okay.
Totally okay. We can replace those.
Okay.
Don't take it out. If you could not have to knock out my men, so be it. Just don't take any of them out. I need them. Deal? Do we have a deal? Okay.
You give me 50 experience, I can make it really easy.
He like turns it. He turns on the thing. All right. And he like opens up the door. Hey, come in here. I'm done with these. Take him downstairs. And he kind of just looks at you, and you can kind of see like there's a bit of like satisfaction in actually putting you guys behind bars for at least a little bit. But there's also a bit of like,
where's your office at?
There's a bit of like happiness.
General location and distance?
You are not returned your weapons quite yet. You guys are led downstairs a few levels, and you start going in. You're basically led into the first cell, and you're kind of all just put into the same cell. You don't have any of your stuff still on you, like your weapons and stuff are not returned to you.
Did they take the backpack?
I would say they would probably take your backpack too. So
okay.
I still have my throwing knives.
Yes, though. Yeah, you have your throwing knives hidden. So as you guys sit down, you know, obviously like, there's still guards kind of patrolling. It's a little later at night.
Or are we in the same cell?
Yeah, you're all in the same cell.
And I don't have cuffs on?
No, you don't have cuffs on anymore.
As a fuck you to these guards, I make a portal to the bathroom.
Oh my god. Anyway, I mean, like obviously, like there's a bunch of like guards walking around right now and stuff like that. So,
right.
Are we gonna talk about secrets, or are we just gonna? Should we just keep that between ourselves for right now? To ourselves, it is.
Oh, to yourselves, you say.
Oh,
I would like to
God.
hear secrets from you guys.
Don't you fucking dare, you son of a bitch.
You see, out of across, not directly across, but down the hallway from you guys, poking his head partially out of the cell with arms on. Are you guys going to share your secrets with me, too? Fancy that we wind up here together. It seems like such a twist of circumstance, doesn't it? And that's where we're gonna end this session at.
You!
I cancel my teleportation to the bathroom and I'm teleporting us into his fucking room.
Well, we'll be back. We're gonna play the other half of what the other group does during this time.
That was a full episode. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
with a short one.
I'm not gonna combine. I'm gonna split them apart.
Yeah.
So.
Fuck.
But we'll be making an episode with them. So we'll be splitting these. But we'll be back. We'll be back soon. So see you guys next time.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And our core rulebook is free to download at www.realmsasunder.com. All the links are in the description below. Thanks for watching.